are the This version I was getting ready to kick off shortly. Like, follow, share. Man, that tequila got me like.
What? It's not good.
I'm not a tequila guy. I had too much one time, and it's ruined it for me.
Tequila's good, man.
Tequila is that very fine line between
you gotta be really careful with
having an
tequila.
amazing night or you fighting. There's no in between.
When you say amazing night, you're talking about
Yeah, physically amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's your boy.
You go from prime to ready to fight.
Oh, you did
Gotta
it.
scan the
Cool.
room.
Tell
What it do?
Okay.
Just tell me how you doing. Scan the room. Let's just
Hey,
scan the
what's
room.
up? We
What up?
We're here.
It's about to kick off.
Here's hers and ours.
Okay. There we go.
Everybody
I'm trying to do my promotional thing really quick.
in the building.
Why it sound like we in the church? I'm need you. I give them the church sounds in the bed.
In the building.
Can I get a name in?
Hey, put me in A flat. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell the player to put you in what key you need.
This has been somewhat of an interesting week.
Radio. Pow.
Why you say that?
You know,
Did you cry when the queen died?
Well, we gonna talk
I was a little
about that.
shocked by
We
it.
gonna
probably
talk
did.
about that because I feel a little ways about all that.
Let's
I'm
go.
feeling sad about her.
He's even
We gonna
worse.
touch this.
He's even
Nah,
worse.
you just gotta understand history to
Yeah,
understand.
and understand how she was a part of that
Yep,
whole jubilee with the
exactly.
So me and her, we gonna talk about that.
And
Hey,
it
listen,
was
my
so
problem
funny because I was looking at my Sora chat, and they were showing some of the stuff that the chapter had put out, and they were like, for real?
Really? Why is we, girl? Cause she ain't never. I ain't seen nothing
'cause I
go
can
cross stairs when
understand-
Nelson Mandela died.
I can understand.
I'm
From
just.
No, of
they
course
do,
not.
But I can understand from an international perspective, trying to make sure that
Save it for the
you.
show. Save
Be
it for the show,
inclusive.
save
Yeah,
it
we
for
gonna
the
talk
show.
about it. We gonna talk about that.
Nah, it's just America's so obsessed
Save
with
it for the
European
show.
culture.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's all
save
it is.
Save it for the show.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I just think that it's a fascination with the fact that people still have kings and queens and we don't. In a sense, like you learn about this type of stuff, and it's to me the,
The
whole
hierarchy
setup.
is based on
One blood, man. Hey.
And there's
Racism.
no real
Yeah.
power there,
And
to be honest,
separation.
but we'll say that for the
and
show.
Classism.
class.
Yep, that's exactly
Classism.
what it
The
is.
whole freaking monarchy is based on keeping low people low and high people high.
Exactly. So why would
And
they
it
be
don't
okay
even. You
with
don't
that?
even know like the low people low. Like I've never even seen how much money that their families get from these people taxes, whatever the case may be. Like what are they truly survived off of?
They're supported by the people.
Yeah, by
Right,
people,
and the
yeah.
same people that you want to keep them. Okay, we're gonna talk about
Like
it.
I
Exactly.
said,
We're gonna have
they're-
this. But that's what I'm saying. Like their information.
In the
I guess that's the part that spoils us in the
building.
United States because everything is kind of public record to us. So we can know what the president's salary is. We can know what this person's salary. You can Google and see the highest paid senator or the highest paid House rep. Like you can see all of that. And people can make a choice on who they want to support based off that.
Exactly.
Over there, it's more of a
so
dictatorship.
when people go to London and tour Buckingham Palace and tour the bridge and tour the Thames, the Times.
I still want to go though.
I do too.
I'm
most
not knocking it. No, I'm not knocking it
That's
because
the
I
only
think
place
it's
I ain't
neat.
been.
It's really neat in
It's
the
unique
sense of
history.
it.
Let's save it for
from a historical perspective.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
the show. Yeah.
Pow.
I haven't heard back.
Y'all already know what it is. It's
Good afternoon. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you are listening to episode number 49 of His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I am your co-host, Solomon Davis, joined, as always, by...
Shannon Royal Davis.
No
Culture
nickname?
Queen.
Oh, the culture queen.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
okay.
gonna do it. It was a little low, but we'll talk about.
A little
queens
low. I
and
know you've
stuff
been
another
busy
time.
this week, running around,
Yeah. Been
Got a busy
momming.
night going on tonight.
Yeah, you sound excited. Yeah,
Real
we gonna
excited.
talk about that later. Yeah,
Real
you're a little
excited.
Too excited.
Busy
with
night, huh?
Busy night.
Because he knows. Look, moms be momming. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mom's gonna be momming
Yeah.
while the cat's away.
I don't even understand why the cat gotta be like. Why the cat gotta be the way that the mouse gotta play. If you bat your business and there's clearly understanding, why is the mouse hiding?
Cuz, you ain't trying not to get ate.
No, it ain't even that. The mouse should be able to do what they gonna do. Mouse
First
should
of all,
be
I
mousing.
ain't no mouse. I'm the big dog.
You the big dog.
But why
I'm
did
the
you say
big
when
dog.
the cat's away?
Cause the cat gonna be away.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the cat is away.
Cat gonna
The cat away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let the
But-
church say amen.
We back in the building that Alfie and Serge built, Flow Ohio studio, joined by our usual cast of characters. Church Sinatra,
Oh yeah, baby. It's the
Big boy
ghetto
president.
philosopher.
still dropping the church's money on the floor every Friday night.
Yeah, we at Sugars, baby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
You gotta put the
know
girls
where
in
that's at.
school.
We at Sugars. New strip club. Holla at me. It's behind the church.
Look, what church? What address? They're gonna be asking.
4008 East Cayuga.
So when they come out, it's gonna be when the Saints want watching in.
4,008
Where the
and a half.
strippers go marching in.
4,008 and a half.
In a half, yeah. Oh, let me say in a half. That's where we gonna be. Yeah, at Sugars. Y'all check me out.
At the end of the table, sitting like he's the commissioner, Mr. Alfie Santana.
I'm all yours.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of His, Hers, and Ours. Have a great day.
What? That's new.
Yeah, ad-libbing. He's the commission.
Yeah.
The commissioner.
We're talking about commissioners, foosball started. We'll get to
Okay.
that.
Behind the ones and twos, the Surgeon General.
Yo!
What's going on?
Coolin'.
Cool.
And this week's guest, a good friend of mine, a wine aficionado, cigar enthusiast, and can bake her ass off when it comes to some cakes.
I was just getting a lesson.
So she's a cake lady.
She's a
Yeah.
cake lady.
The cake lady.
Cake.
I'm done.
Oh, that cake.
I'm done.
What?
Oh my God.
The real cake.
Real cake.
Miss Lexi, what's going on?
Oh, everything is everything. Thanks for asking me here.
No problem at all. As Alfie told you pre-show, this is an open door policy, so once you sat in that seat,
Absolutely.
you always welcome back.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm the guest that never left.
Oh,
Pretty much. That they adopted as a new host.
Nah, but we appreciate it.
And we shout out to Low T out
Low
there.
T out there
running
running
these
the errands, trying to get back in these streets.
Low T.
Low T
Lord,
running them
I'm gonna
streets
need y'all to let
tonight.
it go.
We with you, brother.
So it's a low
Be
key
safe out
running
there,
them
Tweety.
streets. He is running cyber streets. That man said he is back out here in the cyber world, like he in them cyber streets. That does not mean physical streets,
In
honey.
the streets.
And whatever. Okay.
He's not running errands. He's running errands.
I can't.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that
I love
double
that y'all
line
have
time.
all that. I
That's a real
love
rap.
that y'all have
That's
all
real
that
rap.
energy for him. I hope he's receiving that.
He
So,
know what it is. He know
Real
it.
quick, just letting you know, we try to be transparent as possible on the show.
Okay.
But if we dig too deep or say something that gets too personal,
Tell him to get
just
out
say
your
shut the hell up.
business.
oh, I have no problem.
Get out
with
your
that.
business and say,
I'm like, okay, enough's enough.
yeah, okay, we
All right,
got
Coach
it.
Queen, it's on you. Kick
Oh.
it off.
Yep. Let's do it.
Alright,
Rock and
so
roll.
I promise you, I have not watched. I know everybody's been tuned in to the U.S. Open. I haven't tuned in to the U.S. Open this much since Venus and Serena were young coming up, and they were competitive and keeping it. Like when they were ranked 1 and 2, like they were in the top 5. I haven't watched it this much, but when I tell you the U.S. Open looking like us,
Yeah.
we out here showing up for each other. And last night, my last little brown buddy, what's his name was Francis Tafoy. Tafoy.
The brother, that's
Yeah,
it.
the
We don't know his
brother,
name, the
the
brother.
man.
Did he do it?
He went, but you know what? He went 5. They went five sets. And
Well, he
young
took it.
19-year-old, his name is Al Carranza or whatever. He's 19 years old, from Spain. Awesome dude. Absolutely, he came back and won the last set. But our boy pushed it to a tiebreaker. But I honestly feel like tennis is on notice. It was on notice already, but you
Yeah.
think it goes in waves and ebbs and flows of it, because you thought you were losing, because Serena, held on dearly. I don't know why Venus ain't go behind and retire, but
I think unofficially,
Venus
Venus
already
said
retired.
she's already
Yeah.
retired because Venus was having a lot more physical
Right.
issues than Serena was.
right.
Right.
But at this point, and this, like you said, I haven't really been tuning in, and I'm not even going to say I was actually watching it, but just the knowledge of this phenomenal figure in
Right.
tennis doing her final
Final
set.
bow.
It was a wow.
But even Francis Tafoya, his name is Francis Tafoya. He had Michelle Obama courtside last night. Like you watching it, and no Barack wasn't there, but she was sitting there fly. You had like
Security
had
down.
like Tyson Gay, like trackside. Like you're pulling in every athlete, the everyday man, because it looked good to see, some brown folks like they just work every day, just sitting in the stands. And it was just a phenomenal run. And I know that it's not over until like tonight. I think there's a last part for the women, and then tomorrow's the last for the men. But just to see that we pushed it as far as we did, and you hadn't had a man in the U.S. Open era like in the semifinals since like 2006, I want to say. And not one that played in championship to like since '79, I want to say something like
Yeah,
that. So
ass.
I was just gonna say she going back to the ass.
Right,
Yeah,
right off
but that
ass,
was
they
it,
brought that up, too.
But
They brought that up.
that's crazy. And I know that tennis is this rich man's sport. So to see, how well and how universal that Venus and Serena have become, it's amazing to see that the same people are gravitating towards like Coco Gauff, who is 19 years old. Oh, she's 18. I think she'll be turning
18.
18 years
That's
old.
a
Got
big
her
girl,
New
too.
Balance deal, and so she was wearing all her New Balance
Isn't there
things.
another little girl that's in there now too?
Sloane Stevens.
Sloane Stevens.
Yeah.
Well, Sloane
Sloane's
kind
older
of,
than
yeah.
Coco.
Sloane is, and she was the last U.S. woman to win the U.S. Open. I think she won in 2017.
And then, we don't claim her because she
She
looks
ain't
so
not.
Asian, but
Time out.
Naomi Osaka.
She's black, but she claims
She claims that
Japan.
Japan,
So
yeah.
I gotta.
Well,
so
if
when I
that's the
say
case,
for
you
us,
can't get mad at her because
Right, I'm not.
Tiger Blasian.
Yeah, but
His daddy
but
named Earl.
but
Ain't no getting around that.
Right.
Your daddy ain't
But
Earl.
look,
But,
but
you
I
know-
guarantee you, when you look at Tiger mugshot, when they say
Right.
nationality, it was,
Black.
go look it up. It said black. It ain't say Blasian. It ain't say nothing. It was
said-
black.
It said
Yeah, black.
That's
BLKAA.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
combinations is black and Japanese.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We ain't talking about at the strip club.
No,
About the US Open.
nothing about that.
But no,
That's
we
what I'm
can
looking
give Naomi Osaka her flowers in
Yeah,
a
her
sense
too.
because she does support black things. Like she just wanted to do, sometimes she's the first in Japan to be the first Japanese woman to win a U.S. Open or
Yeah.
the Australian Open and those different things. So I'm not mad at her for choosing that because sometimes we just want to be the first. And with that first, she's had a lot of pressure that's been applied to her. So she has to take on social issues and things like that. So
And she's had
Yeah.
to put in a lot
So
of
did
work
Miyagi-san.
because you don't get to be the first without swimming past a whole lot of fish.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you make it to that level where you're calling yourself the
Right.
first and you're being acknowledged that way,
Right. And I'm not, like I said, I can't knock her.
I
And
give you
she's-
my your
She's
roses.
Haitian. She's Haitian
Asian
American. Yeah.
Japanese, nice.
Her daddy black.
Yeah.
Dark.
That's
Darker than the blood.
Look, I was out with my homegirls last night from work, and one of them, she is Haitian, and I always mess with her because I love her. Like they have the amazing high cheekbone, like their structure is just phenomenal. And so I said, what his name is Tafoya. He your people. Look at his mama up there. So she started laughing. Now she's drawn into the game because it's something about seeing a reflection of yourself that draws you
Absolutely.
in. And that was an amazing
Absolutely.
feat. So shout out to the U.S. Open and the participants. What were your thoughts on that, sir?
I was just happy to see Serena and her swan song. Like I said, I wish it would have been
Last
Coco
Dance.
who would have played her in that last match, so it would have been like a passing of the torch type ordeal.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I just really couldn't get too excited because it's football season.
Talk to us. It's football season.
We're not
Football
going
season.
there right now.
Yeah.
We'll save it for the
We'll
last
save
segment.
it for the last segment. We're not going there.
I mean, you asked what I
I'll
mean.
just
Nothing
sit
else
here.
I
matters
just
right
asked you, but it was on your TV.
now.
Hey,
Yeah, I got to share a TV, so I want to make
You
sure.
don't. It's plenty of TVs
I want
in
to
that house.
want to
that
make
you
sure
don't
the
gotta
queen of
share.
my house was happy.
Man, I'm finna drop kick you
Hey.
through the goalpost. Like I can't.
Solomon said he was playing
Something crazy.
D'Angelo and the girl Lauryn Hill, nothing even matters
At all.
at all. But
I ain't
football,
giving him- I'm not even giving
nothing.
him that.
That's it.
It don't.
Hey, listen, Rob. Truth be told, she know when that calendar turns September 1st, what time it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it'd be a headache, but we'll talk about that.
She knows fantasy football drafts.
Mm-hmm.
She knows it all.
Service time.
Hey, by the way, are we doing
Blessing
any?
for living alone.
Oh God, is it when you go there?
She can watch
See, I
what she
might
wanna
do that.
watch.
All three of my TVs
Tailgating.
on whatever.
Well, we might do some tailgating this year. I mean, we'll see it because this one might be our last at Raymond James, considering that obscene invoice that they passing out to me.
What?
Unless they get Lamar Jackson, I ain't trying to pay the money they
Yeah,
trying to.
they
just-
kind of jacked my tickets up for next year.
Really?
But see, that's what happens
Well,
when
they
you
was
keep
acting-
winning and getting to these.
Well, this is times
Super
last year
Bowls.
too.
I don't
so.
care.
That's,
Must
I
Well,
feel like,
just
look,
just-
I feel
and-
like
and-
they is giving me a
hold on, let me-
massage like one of them ladies from
let me
Deshaun.
take
Like,
this off when I
they
say
just
this.
taking it.
This is the last year anyway, so
I mean,
The
let's
last
just call
dance,
it.
basically.
Put my hat back on.
It better be.
I mean,
Just
we'll
say-
see. I mean,
Alright.
I don't think it's gonna be football season for us in Tampa. It's gonna be a drawn out as the world turns.
Yeah.
True.
Talking about this man and his love life, what his wife got going on, and this that.
Oh,
and the
wait,
other.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into
Yeah,
that.
we'll get into it.
So
Culture
we know
queen.
Alexi's not a football.
Not
fan,
at
so we're
all.
gonna bring her
Well,
up.
okay, so let's not dismiss me that low. I've watched. I started watching
Don't dismiss me that
football last season. So
Okay.
I will watch it. I do now have some working knowledge where I can watch the game and enjoy it. I just have not committed myself to a team just yet. So
Well,
All right, so
She from
so I want you to look at Rob.
I have not committed myself to a team just yet.
so we'll test your knowledge really quick. We're gonna look at Rob,
I don't know.
and
if I'm-
directly above Rob, there's a picture of a man wearing a number 12. Do you know who that is?
Really?
I'm just asking.
So that's
long
what
as
they
you know who
talking
that
about.
That's the one who had y'all tripping, thinking he was done and was retiring. Had
Yeah.
all y'all on a
And
string.
that's
Oh, so you
why-
watched enough.
So that's
So
why
you
he-
watched
I am,
enough.
don't, I,
So that's what
again,
we're
like
talking
I
about.
said, don't dismiss
She
me that
watched
low.
enough.
I'm in.
That's
it
why
a
we're
little
talking
bit.
about as the world turns, because now he's going through
Yeah,
supposed marital problems because he came
Oh,
back.
Giselle leaving him?
Yeah.
That
Oh.
what she say?
You're right.
Go, Tom.
Like, you're right.
No, she ain't going
put it
nowhere.
I think she was.
Yeah,
I really
right.
think, and we could talk about that from a perspective of a husband and wife. I think that she was really ready for him to because I guess he had discussed it, with her and
he
gave her the
Oh, so
or
the-
danced around with the idea.
That he was retiring.
And,
and
yeah,
was about to
and so
be-
he did announce that he was retiring and all this other stuff and had these whole farewell thing. But for me, I was like, if you're gonna be retired, why not just say it ahead so everybody in every stadium can give you your flowers?
That's why he didn't.
So
That's why, yeah.
He had to
it
do the
could've
MJ
been, It
style.
could have been the game too, because say you retiring, and then not only is he retiring, but they retiring on a losing season. They got there, but
Yeah.
come on, what city gonna want to do that? And they
I
got
don't know.
I
the
think-
major players, so to speak. So they dropped enough zeros behind him. Guess what? We coming back. For one more
Me and
season.
you know, he retired on the field
During
at the Rams game.
And then when we
It-
happen to come back,
Yeah,
he's like, hey,
he was like, hey, I
we
think
can do this.
Yeah, he
One more
retired.
run, man. One more run.
If
that
you-
could have been.
If you was
we
watching
watched
that
it
game,
again
there
the
was
other
a
day.
point in that game
Where he had
where
given
he
up.
just gave up.
There was a couple of games I saw players just say I'm out, and then one of them I think it was like
Get
a
on
whole
Antonio
thing walked
Brown.
off,
He said,
walked
"Oh,
off the
yeah.
he was just walking
No,
clean
the
up
best one
that
is the
was like-
Bills cornerback. What's the brothers? One was
you
a
talking-
tight end and the other one was a DB.
yeah,
Davis.
David, yeah.
He was
When
like, he out.
he went in. Put
my paperwork
right
in.
before halftime. He was
Can
like,
I call my mama?
Yeah, I need to call my mom. That's exactly what he said.
Call my mama.
Because he couldn't. He was like, I realized when I got it, I couldn't do it no more. So there's no need.
So getting back to the husband-wife situation, let me ask you this: as a wife,
Okay.
your husband has done something for 23 years and is being considered the best to ever do it. You know he has a passion for it, but you have desires for him to walk away to spend more time with the family. Is that selfish on her,
He finna lose his
or
mind.
should she allow him to continue till he's ready to say, I'm done?
Real talk, it's going to come down to sacrifice. and as we know, all relationships are a part of that. You had 23 years to do something that you love, and I gave you those 23 years, or if they were together that long or not, I don't.
They weren't
even
together
know.
all 23.
But
But
what
they've
I'm
been together
saying
at
is,
least 15.
Yeah.
so
Wow.
I gave you that time
The majority.
to do
Yeah.
all that you love to do. What I'm asking you for now is now you reversing priority to me. I gave priority to you. Do you love you? I'm gonna follow you
But
from
this
state
is
to
who I
state.
am.
Who you are.
Wait, time out. When he met her, it was
That was
like,
who he was.
time
No,
out,
but
and
see,
who
you-
was she?
Ex-
Because let's be
exactly.
clear, let
Because
the
she
record
was
show
walking
she has
runways.
the most money.
She was
got more
walking
money than-
runways.
Okay.
She was doing her thing.
And did he ask her to stop walking one way?
Once she
You-
even
how
had
you
the money,
not?
you have to sacrifice.
How you
It's
not
like
going
you gonna
to stop?
football to
I'm
be
just
the
saying.
You
to be a
can't
stay-at-home dad.
You have children. He's going from state to state. Whoever trades offers, however that goes. Come on now. You know somebody's going to have to sacrifice. She did that. Now she's asking 15, 20 years later, can it be my turn?
It's different.
No, it's not. It is
It's-
not.
I can see if
'Cause see,
Giselle
you're
was,
turning-
I can
you're
see if
turning
Giselle
his-
was the best runway model
No.
to ever live.
No, but she
No.
was the highest grossing.
Let me help you
This is
understand.
the best man
I'm
to
just
ever
saying.
do this.
No, listen to me. You're turning jobs into life. These are jobs. She let
Right.
go of her job. Your football career is a job. You're getting paid for it. You've worked your job. Now we need to reverse priority to our family. This is the foundation.
That's why she mad.
So nobody's got
Man.
a job then?
This is the foundation. Don't need no job. They got enough
Right,
things.
and
She
not
mad.
even
So,
that.
so
She
you're
mad because she
you're
probably had stuff going ready to go.
yeah.
And that's why he needed that 11 days, not just to go down there and get it, but she already was down in Costa Rica on that vacation. Was like, oh, so you ain't going? Oh, okay.
I'm going anyway.
I'm going, and
Yeah.
that's probably what it was.
Hey, I would have loved to been a fly on the wall in that house.
I would, and you know why? Because married people business is married people business.
I just
I
want
don't
to
be
hear.
trying
I
to
just
be
want to
the
hear
next
what she
person
said.
to
to
like
her.
that.
So
Like, you don't bother me
according, and this is
enough.
all rumor because we haven't seen anything. I don't know
Speculation.
anything, but according to rumor, it was Costa Rica. She did leave. He did leave and follow her down there. And since he's returned, she is back in the United States. Went to Miami, but has not been to Tampa.
Well, she can stay wherever she wants to at this point. Like,
Well, at
she's
the
like,
end of
you
the day,
picking
y'all-
side, and her
Yeah.
side is like, look, at least give me the courtesy to say, look, I think the way he responded back, it ain't sound like that was no conversation had. It looked like, oh yeah, I'm coming back. What?
Yeah. At
When
some
you
point,
said that to me, and then they put that ghost thing out there talking about, yes, honey, go do what you got to do on her Twitter or whatever. I just think it's
I
a
never,
lot.
I never like to
That was-
comment on anybody's anything when it comes to relationship, marriage, sex, any whatever. Hey, I'll tell you.
So you don't like to comment on relationships?
Let me finish my sentence, sir.
Because I mean,
I
go
will
ahead.
give you my perspective, but I am never going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you the facts of it from both sides, male and female, and I'm going to let you determine what it is that's going to be in your best interest. Because I know I've held on to relationships too long. I've made bad decisions. I'm stuck with stuff that needed to be
all
let
done
go.
that.
So because
Absolutely.
I've done these things, I will never tell somebody else what not to do.
Absolutely. Understood.
But I'm going to tell you from my experience what I believe. And I'm going to tell you now what you need to do is sit down and figure out the good and the bad. And my favorite line that I tell people all the time when you're in a circumstance or a situation, if nothing about this situation changed from this moment forward, could you be happy with it for the rest of your life? If you can't, you might want to reevaluate.
Right. And I just think she may just need a break because
about this
the whole fact of everything that is, like, everything that's gone on, I just think that she was really looking forward to that time of being like, we're at home together. Now we can be a team and this is what we're doing. But I don't really understand if that was really her idea or whatever the case may be, because he had already signed another multi-million-dollar contract to be an announcer. And a part of that is he's, again, traveling. But it's not an everyday thing, you know. But it's not it's different from traveling and versus preparing for an actual football season.
Exactly, because I can even understand him falling back to like an announcer.
Yeah. Oh, he
something
gonna
like
fall
that.
back. He got.
But
how many millions?
you're not dealing with the
$100
physical fallout of your husband coming home beat down and broke.
Yeah.
And then having another
Or him going through the temper tantrums whenever they lose or something.
Yeah,
they
all
go
that.
right. It's
When
gotta be
does
something.
when does the idea of selfishness come into play?
when you make a decision without consulting with me.
Okay, do you think it's selfish of her to want him at home, knowing the relationship that he has with me and several other season ticket holders.
He got a relationship with you. What
What
the hell? He said relationship.
Girl, I had to turn my head. I said, really?
Look, I almost said that.
Very strong.
I knew where he was going to.
He has no relationship with you.
Why doesn't he?
He has a relationship with your pocket.
You don't even have
Listen.
an obligation.
He got a
to you.
relationship.
Hold on. And you
He
can
don't
verify
know,
this.
He don't know you from a hole in the wall.
Hold on. When we at those home games, when they come out of that tunnel, and he runs that side down that sideline,
He
and
look up
screams,
in the
"Let's
stands for you."
fucking go."
He look up in the
Who is
stands
he
for
looking
you.
at?
He look up for you.
Hold on. And what he ain't looking at the other end zone.
He is. It depends.
He's
because
looking at
he
what?
Because they
He's coming
always
all-
start on our end
And he's
zone.
coming where?
The visitor.
And he looking for
And he looking right
He
where?
looking for
He
followers.
looking at
Exactly. Every time
he
he
looking at the
yells.
DJ because the DJ
Oh my
looking
gosh, I am done.
You got a
That's
personal
what-
relationship with
DJ
Tom
Eakin.
Brady.
Really?
DJ Eakin's
Really?
gonna cue it up.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
god.
think, to me, I think that
That just made me my I
he's
just
so
itched.
stupid. I really can't.
You see that man up there?
It's not
Hey,
He has
listen.
a personal relationship with this man right
Hey,
here.
listen. Hey,
That's Tom,
Tom.
but I don't see him in the stands.
Tom, listen. I don't care what they say. You and Giselle going through it. You need some place to stay. We got the Section 8 house ready.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You ain't gotta pay no rent.
No rent. We got it ready. It ain't boarded up no more. Nothing.
Section 8 house.
Section 8 house.
Ready for you, Tom.
So on that note, let's go to somebody else's business because I can't with this fool here. So the topic came up that Nick Cannon is having baby number 10, baby mama number 7.
Wait, then we.
And no,
I thought we talked this last week.
We talked about this
That was
last
baby
week.
number 9.
No.
Somebody pregnant.
No, he's gonna have 10 by the end of the year.
Yeah,
It'll be
somebody
10,
pregnant.
Baby 10.
Yeah.
Somebody
At the end of
pregnant.
this
But
year.
on Twitter, they were talking
Wait,
about.
hold on. Wait. No.
What, y'all?
He just had one a week ago.
What that mean?
It wasn't a week.
No,
We
That
don't
was like a
ones that-
month ago.
Just about a
I'm
week
sorry.
ago.
Hey,
We're
hold
the
on,
only
hold on.
ones that need 10 months to do the next one. He just
Yeah.
needs 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Ooh, wow.
Bars.
Love
But
it.
there is a Twitter meme that's going out because the young rapper NBA YoungBoy,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
he's about to have his 9th child at the age of 22,
Oh, so it's a race.
So
and they're saying, are they trying to?
compete.
Man, they
with
just
each
shooting
other.
Well,
up
that
clubs,
wasn't where
bro.
I was going.
They just going around
Yeah,
shooting
with a
clubs.
whole different kind of bull.
Yeah, just shooting up clubs.
Yeah, I really wasn't going that route. All I was simply saying is, do you feel like because he had because there was an issue, people like, well, he got the money, but do you feel like the
It's
money?
irresponsible.
Okay.
Legitimate.
What do you find?
Legit. I think he
Super
has I think
irresponsible.
there's something unhealthy happening in your mind, where you think it's okay to run around, and I'm just gonna be crass
Frank.
about it, raw dogging everything and dropping your seed. Even planters even farmers are
Season based.
they're cautious about where they plant their seed.
Yeah.
Because when they plant their seed, the soil has to be good and right so they can cultivate good crops.
And most
You
of the
just
women,
dropping your seed wherever, and whatever weed pop up is what you.
No,
gonna
no,
have
they
to
gotta
do.
be-
and most
they
of the
gotta be
women
wildin'
are,
out girls.
Wildin' out girls. Most of
Again,
them.
like I said,
So
dropping
you
your
get a
seed
job,
wherever.
you get a baby. That's part of the contract. You get the job, you get this baby.
JJ, so you
Let me-
get this paycheck.
So how many
So
of
But
my
he
those
thing
said,
is-
he said on one interview that everybody gets tested, right?
It's not even
So-
Oh, so that's a job qualification.
So no, he get tested too. He say on the regular.
Because
But here's
he
my
does
thing.
have health
Yeah, he got a
issues,
lot of
so-
health issues.
Yeah, I think it's
But
just lupus or something.
I
I'm
think
not
he
sure.
trying to Bob Marley this thing. That's what I think. Because all these kids gonna just,
But to me, I
like you
think
said,
that
Project Twins.
You're
and all that stuff.
depriving those kids in a way because you can't be. He's like, well, I talk to him every day.
No.
It's different than being present.
Thank you.
Nah.
And that's the thing to me. Like, I don't care how many kids he has. Like, are you present? If he would have had them 10 from that same lady, that's a different relationship because
Right.
they're being built and brought up in a home with both parents. They can see a balance somewhere somehow. But 7 baby mamas make it a little difficult. For me.
And all of them ain't finna get all them kids together.
right.
And then on
I
top of
applaud
that,
him. I applaud
let's
him.
You applaud?
let,
I
us
mean, the
look
fact that
at
he's
the,
got 7 baby
the
mamas and they can all get along.
They don't get. Who said they get along? Where did you read that at?
I don't
They
see it.
don't deal with
I
each
don't-
other. They just deal with him.
But it's even beyond that. So okay, let's
'Cause
let's,
Mariah
let's
ain't
look let's
partying
look
with
at this. You got 10 kids, 10 different baby mamas, 10 whole individual families, but they all related. So now you got kids who gonna be related to each other And then you got this. You got to be careful now who you hooking up with, because two people down, you actually might be a brother. That's
Yeah.
just it's just too much cross contamination with the family, with the gene
Cross
pool.
I
contamination.
With the
agree.
gene
No,
pool,
no,
that's,
I agree.
That's just too much.
I agree. He
That's
has,
just
I
too
think,
much.
multiple sets of twins. You know, from like he has with Mariah, she got her twins, and then the other, the one who's getting ready to have another baby, she have a
So
set of twins.
he doubling back.
He
to all
lost
of
the
them.
baby within that mid. So although
Yeah.
he only has 9 living, well, soon to be 9 living because he lost the one.
Yeah, that
But
was
that
a surprise
goes
too.
to a lot. Like that says a lot in the sense of, okay, we just popping out these babies. Like for me, the toll of having babies is just so much on women, and I don't think a lot like these young moms are even thinking
But
about
that's
that.
why he's not doing all 10 with one. He's spreading that toll amongst
I
different
don't think he
females.
needs to be like think about like he always talk about what great dad he had.
Hey.
Like, but my thing is raising them kids is different.
must plant my seed on fertile ground.
I tell you, I think it goes back
In the
to
words
a
of
whole
Elijah
mental thing.
Muhammad.
Like you say, he's dealing with his own health issues. When you have to think about things like that, something is the dots are not all connecting in his head, and for him,
Well, you should have known that when you started wearing that damn turban and stuff.
the dots are not connecting in his head, and for some reason, having these
I'm finna
babies
get
is
all
giving
these
him
girls pregnant.
something.
Every last one of
somewhere
y'all
mentally
getting
that just
It's filling something.
it's filling
What
some
is
void.
it filling? But you're
it's filling
creating a void for
somewhere.
those kids because there are going to be shows that you can attend because you at this one. You got to pick and choose who program you going to. Or,
Who's
hey,
more
mama, let
important?
me be on live. We all going to be on a Zoom call. I ain't got time for no Zoom call. I need you to be
Narcissism
here
is
taking care of
real.
this baby. Right. That's how I feel about
Narcissism
that.
is very real. So he's not evidently he's not thinking about that.
Wait a minute, weren't at one point we were supposed to be protecting him from something?
Protecting who?
Nick Cannon.
Protect them from what?
He said he was celibate, but he was
Well, no,
he
no,
had
no, it
another
was
baby doing that same
I mean,
year.
I did my part. I protected him from condoms.
Hell yeah. Hey,
No,
he don't know what those is.
Is that-
Something.
He don't know what
I
those
mean,
is.
you don't know what they are, so.
Yeah, shoot, he never seen one.
That's crazy.
I'm finna shoot you up, girl.
It's
All
so
right.
good.
That,
That is.
that would be the funniest thing to have Nick Cannon being the spokesperson for a condom. For a condom.
He need to be a
Number
part
one,
of the
that would be the
Look, he
funniest
say he's Jewish. He really need to be a part of the
Jewish.
Catholic Church because they do believe in multiple, no
Maybe
protection,
just
no
come to
nothing.
Utah and be a Mormon.
Could well.
Now that
could
now
be.
there,
Maybe
I'm
a-
in- I'm in-
Nick
I'm
Cannon
in-
I'm Mission
compound.
Mormon.
The
You
Mormons
can
and the
ride,
Mormons
Yeah.
you can ride, you
He
can ride
really
that
could.
philosophy
Yes,
all the way
Lord.
to the hills.
Hey, and he did close. He just need a long top hat.
Oh my God.
Well, he got a long top turban. So.
Yeah, that's true. He got to grow a beard though. You know what I mean?
On
What
that-
Like
else you got?
Surge.
Nah, you better take that first break.
Yeah.
First break is in, you got 10 minutes.
You sure?
Positive.
Well, let me ask you. The other week we was at the cigar spot and the guy said a man knows when he wants to propose to a woman or he can.
No, let's say that
envision
for the next segment because that's the
Oh.
relationship part. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
I got you. We can go there, though.
Damn sure wanna
We can
go
go
there.
there. We can go there.
Cause
Okay.
I've
You
had
want
that
to
question.
talk about the
We'll
queen?
talk about
You want
the
to talk
queen.
about?
Let's jump on the
Want to talk
queen.
about Marcus Jordan?
Marcus Jordan.
Yeah, he dated Scottie Pippen wife.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that foolishness because I feel like she's a.
Hey, she old as hell though. She
not
got
even
new
that.
parts
So
though.
you saw that about Michael Jordan's son is dating
Dating
Scottie
Scottie
Pippen's
Pippen's
wife, or
ex-wife.
they were not. We ain't gonna say dating. They were seen out in Miami on Labor Day weekend.
That's MJ.
At a restaurant.
MJ did that.
And
Hey man, why did but why
So let me
they
make sure I
dating, though?
understand. Let me make sure I understand. Michael Jordan's son is dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
baby mama, ex.
Somebody who probably changed his diapers.
Yeah.
Somebody
Not
who's
likely, not
babysit.
necessarily because you.
She's
I'm
48
sorry,
though.
let me rephrase.
Because his wife wasn't with that anyway, but nonetheless.
Because typically older men like younger women, so she might actually be closer to his age, if not only.
She's
a few
48.
years
Well,
older.
she's
She's
48.
48,
He's like
20
30.
oh,
No,
30?
he's 30.
So she's
So
basically a
he's
He's like
couple
32.
roar.
So if he's 32 and she's 48, that ain't
Oh,
that
that
big
thing
of a.
falling off the bone.
It ain't that big of a jump. So
It is. It's
32 to
Yeah,
48.
it's
That's
reversed.
She was closer to his mama age.
Yes, Lord.
His mama.
I go 10 years up or down. So
I know why
Okay,
he
but
does.
she's 32
So
and she's 48.
So
Hey.
And she has a son that's
Old enough to be
25,
your daddy,
26.
young
They
enough to
they was in the same
be your daddy.
elementary school.
okay.
So,
So
It, to
old
me,
enough
I
to
guess
be your
the
daddy,
issue
young
is more
enough to be
so
your
is
fucking mama.
her
Yeah.
as a woman. You were, to me, you chasing something.
You just too close to home, period,
Yeah.
with that. So
You're
that would have
chasing
probably
something.
been
Nah,
a no.
Scotty
You
did
know
something to hurt her.
But he ain't
'Cause
gonna
she
do
out
it
here.
Juanita
Really?
mess with somebody, one of Michael Jordan's daughter. Like,
So if she was
come
trying to get
on.
back, she should have knocked on Mike's door, not his son's.
Well, she know Mike don't like black girls, so ain't no.
Exactly.
Laura
You know what I'm
ain't black though. Larsa is not black.
It don't matter.
She mixed. She
She
light
mixed.
skinned. She
She
high
got
yellow.
blood.
So whatever. Michael's wife now is Spanish, so she about
No,
the
she
same
got
boat.
she got some of that melatonin in her. So
So
none of-
Spanish people don't have
Ain't-
melanin.
Yeah, they do, but I'm
They're
saying
not
the
melanated? They're not melanated?
darker shade of melanin.
And whatever.
What he's trying to say, she got that pollo melanin.
Yeah,
We got that chicken.
yeah.
Okay,
Fried.
whatever.
Fried.
And
I'm
deep
just
fried.
saying, all I'm getting at is that
We
to
got that
me,
Church's Texas
that's,
chicken.
You playing in the same.
You said
like, we're in
Church's
the
Texas.
same building. That's too much.
It
close
was
to
just
home
too
for
close
me.
to home.
Yeah,
It was
I
just
probably
too
would
close
if
to
it would have
home.
been any other 48-year-old one. I probably
That's
wouldn't
because
even
it's
care.
because everybody's talking about everybody's now starting to realize
got
that
new
Scotty
parts, though,
was
man.
way better than everybody
not-
was trying to say.
Serge, what you not
So
gonna do?
MJ
what we're
was
not
like,
gonna do is
hey,
we're not doing
We're
that.
not
Listen,
LeBron
I need you to go over there and pop this off real
No,
quick.
we're
Let's
not
hurt
gonna do
Scotty.
that.
Let's bring
We're not
Scotty
gonna do
down a
that.
few notches.
What to me is because this ain't the first one. She was messing with Future.
I would say that would make Mike still the GOAT because Bron can't send Bronny out there to do that.
Not yet. Not yet.
Shannon, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
You think that she is playing?
Where
too
Delonte
close?
at?
Oh, that's a whole nother
There
thing.
now.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You think she playing the whole thing too close?
She is. I think that not even that. I think that you, to me, are so messy because you're jumping
She
from.
just
She's
want
playing-
money.
No,
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 I mean,
no,
look, it's not even 7 degrees of separation with that.
Yeah.
2 basketball
Great.
players, great.
Yeah, great.
Players.
One great.
How I'm not even
Oh,
gonna get into
2
that.
greats, bro.
But the
real great.
2
One
great
basketball
and one real
players,
good.
the ex-wife of the one player, the son of the other player,
Mm-hmm.
you divorced. She dipping back with not only the player's son. That's messy.
But in that-
it's
in
not
that-
even 7 degrees. Go outside.
But can the heart help who it falls in
Oh,
love with?
police, Miss BS.
I heard that.
Miss me with that.
I done
Did
heard
you
that
really just
before.
say that to me?
The heart can't help
The
you in
heart
love.
help
Is
who
that
it
true?
falls in love with.
I'm sorry. Before your heart had anything to do with, your brain told your feet to move.
Bars.
So
Bars.
your
Wait,
brain
wait.
need to tell your feet
Before your
this
heart
ain't
had
it.
anything
Right.
to
Write
do
that
with
down.
Your
your
heart
brain.
connected with to your
No,
chest, which connect to your
no,
neck,
no.
which connect
Connect
to
to the
the
neck
brain.
bone.
No.
This
I think it's the other way around, buddy.
I'm just like the
No.
people that she's been tied to. She
Yeah,
was tied
tell
to
us.
some little
Future.
20-year-old dude, like basketball player too. Future. She was tied to Tristan Thompson one
yeah,
time before. She just like to me.
She an
you're
opportunist.
just-
She
you're
basically
opportunist
messy.
and you're
She an
messy,
opportunist.
and I don't like
She
that.
messy.
So for me,
So
I
she's
don't care
spreading that
who
up.
you sleep with or whatever.
She's spreading that
what their
oxtail
age is,
around.
and as
Just
long
keep
as
it
they're
out.
an
Keep it
adult.
on social media, which is
I
impossible.
just think that you
Yeah,
just try
she's
to be
spreading that
places
oxtail
that-
around, but that thing
the
falling off the
oxtail.
bone right
See,
now.
had this happened like 20, 30 years ago, we wouldn't be
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah, right.
Unless
because
there was
there's
some
no
kind of,
social
like-
media. But I think she likes the fact that people hear about it. She gets
Yeah,
the clicks.
she likes
gets the
attention.
clicks.
She got new parts anyway, so it's
She's
just,
looking for her 15, 20 minutes of fame
Yeah.
each and every
she
time.
get a little
That
bread.
wasn't too long ago, though.
Well, let's
She
move on.
was like Michael made more money than Scotty, and so his son got to have
His
a little
son
more.
ain't got no money like Michael.
Not
He
yet.
worked for his daddy, so you know his daddy
Yeah, he
gonna
got.
make
He,
even more
yeah.
money
wait a
than
minute.
him.
Is it which one is it? Marcus?
Yeah.
Oh, he got his
The whole
he
shoe
own the
thing.
whole shoe company. That ain't nothing. He just
No,
own the store.
He owned the store.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. He just got a
He
little
got
store.
a store.
He
where
make
they do,
$200,000 a year.
Basically, the sneaker is launched from they store basically.
Yeah, the whole store
That's it.
full
he
of
ain't
joy.
even got his daddy kind of money. Like, girl, look, she need to be.
I mean, come on, ain't
you
too
supposed
many
to-
people
as
walking
she's
got
my
his
friend,
daddy
you
kind of
supposed
money.
to fuck up, not
She's trying to work her
down
way in the
with
door.
son.
Say she fucking
Ain't-
down.
Yeah, she is.
Ain't too many people.
Wait, Search got a good angle
No,
there.
that's what it is.
Instead of the daddy,
She's just
like
trying
he
to.
got the money.
She's trying to go to Thanksgiving dinner.
She can't mess with the dad. That's gonna cause the whole.
What?
fucking-
Oh, I guarantee she
It depends
can.
on who house she going to.
Guarantee
'cause
she
I don't know
can.
who house she going to.
Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner at Juanita house.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And Juanita ain't
In that-
having none of
in that
it.
realm-
And you know how Juanita is completely done. She's like, I got my
got my
coins.
cut. And
I got
Yeah,
my
she
I
don't-
caught
Y'all
all
never
my
see her.
coins.
Yeah.
And she stays
never
out
see
of
her.
it, and I so love that.
I respect
I
it.
love
I
and
do.
respect that
And they
she
shoulda
gave her
everything
time.
She asked for.
She dedicated,
He
gave
had
her
a- what was
time.
you going?
I'm saying he should have gave her everything
Absolutely.
she asked for.
She
She
did
did.
not
She
drop
got
a
it.
dime about none of your foolishness that you
Ain't
was
did no
out there
stories,
doing.
no nothing.
Not
No
before, not
gambling,
during, not after.
no
She had
that.
said nothing.
She even
cares
dropped
about
the
none of
last
that?
name.
Apparently, everybody did
and
back
she
then.
she is living her
She's
life.
Juanita
and she,
Vanoy now.
She
I
married,
thought she
right?
got married to somebody.
Yeah.
But she looks nice still.
Yeah.
she
still look good.
beautiful person, and she ooh,
And she ain't trying to be in the streets.
She respected
No.
it. She respected the
you have to
throne.
respect that. At the end of the day,
I respect that to no end because
When
you
you-
have people like Shawnee
O'Neal.
who the basketball wife. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan
You
of
ain't-
those type of shows. No,
You ain't like that show?
I've never watched an episode of a Housewives of any country, state, or town.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think
I've
Shawnee
never
was too
watched
bad.
Love and
I wa-
Basketball.
So
I
for
don't
me,
watch
I-
So
it.
what
I
about the
do
Real
like the
Housewives
fact
of
that
Hillsborough County?
First of all,
I want to see where they live. I want, hey,
I want to know what property.
they got some
Hillsborough
Section 8
County-
houses in that.
right?
got to be.
I know it's some
To
Section
me,
8 houses in that.
So
So
I
as of
watched
2021, Juanita had a net worth value of $200 million.
Bless her
Right,
heart.
160
So she's good.
something million of it
Can't
came
even
from
go.
Michael.
And the rest is interest.
Right.
That was a long time ago.
That-
Right,
that's
big
your heart.
investment.
Tax that ass.
But
All we gotta do is now we gotta get Scottie Pippen Jr. to go get some Juanita.
No,
She
that ain't
deserved it.
happening.
Absolutely.
That's a one
So
thing.
Solomon and I have been watching this whole Mike Tyson series on Hulu.
Oh man.
I don't
You
want to
do
see it.
need a Urban Dictionary to even understand.
You gotta
what he's saying,
translate.
His translation. You
But
need to see
hey, give him
the
his credit.
captions on.
He mimics Mike very well.
He does. He mimics.
Really?
Yeah.
He sounds like
his
Mike.
cadence
He
and the way
looks
he
like he
speaks.
acts, his mannerisms.
Yeah.
He looks just like him.
check
Did
it
you
out.
watch the newest episode?
No.
Oh.
Oh, it's a series.
It's a
Yes.
series. It's a
Oh,
show
okay.
series, but
Okay, yeah.
they go on to the latest episode. They're talking about the Desiree scandal, and I didn't realize that girl was only 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to like dial back because I'm like, you 18, what you doing in this man hotel? I'm thinking she was 20 something.
You knew better.
And that she
hold
knew
on.
better and this and that. But I could see from the standpoint after watching that episode that she was just an 18-year-old girl, kid, pretty much.
Most of them
And
are.
I think that he
Flash a little bit of money.
he manipulated that lady. He probably did. And I know that this is loosely based on whatever, but I went back to look. I'm like, oh, she was 18. I thought she was older. So she fresh out of high school and he knew it. But other women who had testified at his filing, at his trial, I listened to some of the playbacks, so you could, because they have it on YouTube. You can find whatever you want to, even though it wasn't all on television as hard as it was. Which I think that was a televised trial, but.
Some women testified that she knew what she was doing, that she was setting him up.
That's what some of them said. Some of them said everybody knew what Mike was out for. They said that he hit on them, different women
whole
from different states. And they was
pageant he
like,
was.
nah.
But see, here's the thing, and most of the time you already know all of these people who they saying, and don't get me wrong, because I know I have a slew of women talking about I ain't supporting them. If I leave my house
At what time?
at 1:00 in the morning,
Amen.
Yeah.
and I'm
Ain't gonna
going
be for prayer
to
meeting.
not at all. Matter of fact, I'm going for the baptismal pool.
Yeah.
Dip me.
Yeah.
I got it.
And I'm going for a
Take me
purpose.
to the water.
So the thing is, the thing is that
She talking my language now. That's what I'm talking.
I hate giving up. I hate victimizing men, saying that they're preying on women when you're not stupid.
Right.
What you wanted was what you wanted as well. You just didn't think it was going to end the way it did.
So let me put it to you in this way.
I'm gonna lean back.
When the lady, after everything was said and done.
Now, mind you, I haven't
noticed-
seen it, so
No,
I
no.
don't-
Okay, no. I'm saying after everything was said and done, and this is public record, public knowledge. She didn't get any money from sales of books or interviews and things like that. And most people would have went on some type of world tour trying to do that. So that's what made me scale back my perspective of it. I think she may have gotten maybe $200,000 or $600,000, whatever it was, out of the whole incident, because now she was your name is everywhere. You can't get no job for a minute because people were just hating. And I understand that part of it, but if she really wanted to, she could have went after how Don King went after Mike Tyson for millions. She didn't even want that. That girl just moved back to Rhode Island, wherever she was from.
But what
and
was
you
she
could have
going
did a book
after
tour.
him for, though? I'm asking because
Because
I
he
don't even
once
lie.
they
I don't
find,
even
but my
remember the
thing
whole
is
story.
once he sexually assaulted her, she said he raped her,
Okay.
and so once you got convicted of rape, that was the gold ticket right
So-
there.
How can you?
So he got convicted of rape because And again, please don't oversimplify
no,
what
I'm
I'm
not.
saying. He got convicted of rape because she went to his hotel room
And she
at
told him
boo-hoo
no.
hours in the morning.
Yep, but
And she said no.
he told her, she told him no. She told him she didn't want to, and he was like, "Come on, you can let me do this. You know, just relax. Don't make me force you." And so that was some of the stuff that came back because I don't care what time I go to your house in the morning, whether I know the consent. If I tell you no, because I'm not feeling whatever that is,
no is no.
and that's what he disregarded her.
equal-
No.
Equal consent is
You
absolutely.
can tell me no right in the middle of the
And he
Hold on,
disregarded
hold
her
on, hold on, hold on,
No,
hold on.
when the word
ahead.
no happens, the
Go
word no
ahead.
happens.
Y'all have sometimes y'all
Nope,
have
when the
a
word no
flirtatious
happens,
no.
Nope, when no happens,
Oh,
no
no,
happens.
stop.
If I no,
But
I,
once
no,
he
I
said,
didn't say that.
I'm saying at 18
No.
You know
years
what a
old,
no
maybe
is.
it sounded flirtatious, but when you started getting on somebody and you're out, she probably was 130 pounds, maybe. Give or
Nah,
take.
not even that.
Not even, and I'm just giving her that. But Mike Tyson was a solid 280.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
cut.
No, no, 280.
He was probably 220.
220.
Maybe 220, but he's all muscles, 10% body fat.
Yeah.
Okay,
She didn't have
and
a
you
chance.
trying to tell me that's like no matter what she
So
did,
let
if
me
he
ask you
held her
this.
down, she
Let me
can't
ask you
get
this.
from under him.
No disrespect.
But I agree with the
Hold on,
people
hold on,
saying
hold on.
she didn't
They
scream
both,
loud enough,
wrong.
whatever.
They were both wrong because one, you walked yourself into a precarious situation.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
very
gonna
much
say. At
so.
1 o'clock in the morning,
Very much so.
Desiree
Walk
Washington,
yourself
and no
into
disrespect to
a
you,
precarious
and I'm gonna put
situation.
myself into it. At 1 o'clock in the morning, Desiree Washington is not going to Rob's hotel room and not coming to my hotel room. She went to Mike Tyson's hotel
And I
room.
understand that.
And he
So
was.
she
But
knew
whether
because
she went
when
to
What was her-
Rob
what was her
Hotel,
motive?
maybe whether she went to Rob Hotel or yours, once she said no,
That's
that
it.
was it.
What
She
was
was-
her motive?
They
It
can-
doesn't matter about motive. See,
She even took a camera because she wanted to make sure her dad saw.
Now,
Like,
granted,
hey, I'm
I
Mike Tyson,
said,
like, give him a picture.
now,
So
granted, I
that
said,
can show you her childishness.
if you
Yeah.
go into somebody's room at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're going for a purpose. I get
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, this is when you have to have two functioning adults in the room. One, you walk yourself into a precarious situation by going there, and you already know the kind of person this is. Two, you in a precarious situation because you are now on the big screen and you got this little girl in your room. So you need to be listening. So I don't care if she moan stop. I don't care if she sign language stop. I don't care if she write it on the wall with crayon. Stop. You need to get up and say, wait, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta ask those questions while you're doing it, cause that way you know. Hey, do you
Because
like what I'm
consent
doing?
can change. If you, let's say
Absolutely.
somebody, and for women, you know, like
A woman
our
can change her mind in the
vaginal
middle of
areas
the
is sensitive. So once you start doing all that rough, hey buddy, I'm gonna need you to stop. And if you still like, cause it's feeling good to you, and I'm in pain, that's a problem.
Say, once you
Now
start-
you're forcing yourself on me, and I done
Once you
told you to
start
stop.
getting that
Right?
rah-rah.
No. I don't even need you to
Like
get.
I said, sign
Yeah.
language, writing
Yeah.
crayon.
You get that
I need
clamp
you
on.
to
Oh,
stop.
honey, that's uncomfortable. Don't do that. Like, and most guys, if you say that's uncomfortable, they'll stop and figure out. Well, okay, well, what am I doing? You all right? What am I like? And try and figure that out. But a man, once he in there and you done told him, hey, stop. Like for real. Like she shouldn't have to change her demeanor or whatever,
None of
scream,
that.
holler. Once I told you to stop, it should have been that. And I, for years, up until I was like, let me go back and look at this because I understand it's a precarious situation to be in. But it made me go back and look at some of the stuff because you can see the transcripts on Google, like Google
But
and
in
stuff.
doing
And
that,
I was
also, did
looking
you
at
see that wasn't the first time that she accused somebody of rape?
I did notice that.
See, you have to.
So you gotta take
You
all
gotta
that
look all
in
the
there.
factors.
Yeah, I take that. But that wasn't the first time he was accused of being abusive or not stopping.
He was
So,
drugged up, Robin
I
Givens.
don't even do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
All I'm simply saying is it
Skeeted.
wasn't neither one of
I
those
ain't gonna give him that out
I'ma
because.
shoot-
But
I'ma-
what
he's-
you
I'ma
not
shoot
gonna
you
do is
some
try
damn-
and say.
But see, that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
You know what kind of person he is. It's not the
Absolutely.
first time he's been accused of being excessively aggressive
Correct.
or manhandling. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, why are you going into this man's room and you're gonna be by yourself and you
Right.
know you've heard the history?
Right.
And before that, at the pageant, he was groping women, much like Donald Trump said. You
Yeah.
just grab him by the pussy. He's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
For
real.
that man, he's burning
He was
down.
doing that same stuff
Right.
at the pageant
I
prior,
agree.
and a lot of girls
I guess
testified
we all
to that.
messed up
Yeah.
there,
So
so we
you
put
knew?
him in office.
Now we,
Right.
hey, he was the best entertainment in office. I can tell you that
I guess
right
we
now.
all messed
Yeah.
up 'cause we put his ass in
So
office.
before we go into the first break, do we need to give the our flowers to the queen?
I ain't giving her no flowers. She was on borrowed time, buddy.
Damn. Oh, wait, let me say it. Damn.
Facts.
And it's not that. It's more so
She-
as
She
a
ain't have
woman,
on-
like So for one, everybody has had some type of fascination about like the royals
Being
and
royal.
those different things.
Monarchy.
I think I fell out of she fell off my radar once. How she did Princess Diana when you want to leave and you did everything in your powers to make her not stop because you want to save face. And that from that day forward, I looked at them totally different because now you're not this nostalgic looking family anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I see you controlling and that's what you want to do. And I ain't with
They
that.
did make her stay.
They made her
No,
stay longer than she wanted
No,
to.
she never was able to leave.
Yeah,
She
she
did.
did.
She left. That's how she got killed later
When
on.
she got
was-
killed, she was in a car with her man.
Yeah. The man survived. She died. That's why I
She
said
was
it was
down.
totally.
I was like,
aimed.
yeah. With my thing is, I don't think as like her grandson them, they were ousted basically, and they say they left on their own. I just believe that
Are
because
you talking about
with Harry.
are you talking about
Meghan
Harry
Markle.
and
Meghan
Meghan?
Markle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. And
Like,
I don't like how
the way-
she
the
did
way
it.
they
See, no,
handled
here's,
that-
no.
the way they handled that
Harry
was just
said,
messed up.
Harry said, deuces.
He would give it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. He went.
I'm out.
I'm gonna stay with my wife.
That's it.
That's what he supposed to do.
Once
And
you
he,
get that black
but time
love.
out, he's not
Yeah.
the first
Yeah,
one
and
to
you
do
can't go
that.
back.
Once she got that
Because
black love.
Harry uncle did the same thing. That man been living in
Yeah.
New York for years.
See, you have
And-
some
yeah.
people who are happy with who they are and don't need the representation of titles
Mm-hmm.
to live their life. Harry, because he was never going
Gonna
to be
at the
king,
throne. Yeah.
was
He
able
learned
to
early
live
on.
his life as just somebody
A
who
normal
was
person.
the benefit of the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
He had a real life because he ain't gonna never be in line.
No,
He ain't gonna never be on the throne.
That's true.
So he was able to live his life 100. So when he was able to live his life 100 and he found a 100 woman, he was like, y'all can keep all this shit. I've been saving my money. I didn't work
He
for.
probably
I've
never
been in.
spent his
I've
money.
been in the
And
Royal
he had-
Army.
And he worked
He
for
But there-
invested.
Diana's,
she was holding off on his funds for a
Yeah,
minute.
his
Until, like,
mama
yeah.
left him. He's
Yeah.
been investing. He was with the Royal Army. That man he ain't struggling.
He paid.
He good.
Nah, he got
be
enough
all
money.
right.
So again,
'cause
he's
he
able
still run the
to.
foundation. He run that. Don't nobody else run it but him.
Yep.
So
So
the,
I mean, not to sound mean, like I don't want anybody to think by no means that I don't feel sorry. Like I always, bless their soul, whoever
Yeah.
it is when they die. But at the end of the day, I have no skin in the game with her. Like
And-
I was never vested in her. I thought that it was unique how they ran their country and how they like this whole monarchy, all of the stuff that they did. How she's on the they had to be ready to that money. Now it immediately changed over. So if you was holding on to any of Queen Elizabeth coins, like as
It's
far as
gone.
that had her dollar value, that value is no longer
It's
there. It's basically it's now her son's face goes on it. They have to print new
Charles.
money, everything.
I agree with what you're saying. I as it relates to life and death, I'm on the loss of any life because life is precious. It's a gift,
Absolutely.
and you should enjoy
And the
it
song changed.
and everything. So I mourn the loss because she was somebody's grandmother, mother, etc.
But
Housing ever.
How's it?
Housing
Housing ever.
Go ahead.
Her whole foundation, her life was built on a monarchy that subjugated people to less. And over her 96 years, 70 on the throne, well, she could have corrected things that had been
wrong.
done over the course of time because of racism, because of classism.
Yeah,
She made
gender
no
biases. She ain't do
changes
none of that.
whatsoever.
And it impacted her own sister. Like you
made
know, they
no
weren't- they
changes.
had no relationship
She
and
actually
stuff.
maintained that separation
I got it.
and
I don't know that
worked
much
it.
about it.
So because of that, and then on how
You can watch
and look at
all that stuff.
I
'cause
saw
she's-
this movie a few weeks ago
Watch
called
the Throne.
The Faraway Land or something
that
like
right.
that, and it was about this Botaga somewhere, third world country, where the Queen sent ships to claim the land for British rule. How you gonna sail across the water, claim somebody else's land for British rule? Oh, I remember Columbus.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how.
You know what I'm
normal
saying?
is.
He was
So
Spanish.
Yeah.
I can't. It's Haiti,
Cheating
Africa.
off
Let's run them down. Haiti,
Yeah.
Africa.
Because
All
even
these
like
places
how
you
like
just flew.
the Virgin Islands and all that stuff, those are British things. Like they are run by other. And you're like, well,
Anguilla
dang,
is
how are you
British.
really? How
Yeah.
you really doing that?
You-
from
you
way
just-
across the world.
You just sailed across the water and just
Yeah.
stuck your flag in the sand and said, "I claim
Yeah,
this area
that's
for
it.
British rule."
Yeah,
No, because it was flat though.
man, I can't with you.
Can I
That's
have
what
some?
Kyrie said.
And my beverage needs to be refreshed.
It was flat.
I can't.
Fresh
But
debate.
I feel, like I said, I feel bad. You know, anytime somebody passes away, that's just, you know,
Yeah.
that's protocol. But she's lived a very long life. She's seen many of presidents, many of people, and at the end
Even
of
that
the day,
scumbag.
but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you know, that's the cycle of life. And I feel like I don't. So if she had been, let's say, 30 years old and it happened, or 40, maybe 50, I'd be like, dang, that's so young. Like, yo, she ain't had a chance to really. This lady done lived longer than a lot of kids that I know.
I mean, but real talk, yeah, I
it's
can get
real.
that the morning of life, what
70
have you,
years.
but the title itself, I mean, she was a figurehead. I mean, we all know
Yeah.
the prime minister is who rules England, so.
Not,
the
not
parliament.
she ran him too. In
It's
a
just
way.
like, I mean,
She
you,
was
you,
running
you look
him.
at the title of President of the United States.
Yeah.
He don't
You
call
don't
no
run
shots.
You don't
She
call
was
no
the
shots.
blessing of benefit of blood and lineage.
That's
She
like
was
the
born
thing.
to the right
And she
DNA
knew how
and
to
gene
get to
pool,
the. She knew
and
how to
she
get the
pulled
prime
those
ministers
gloves.
and get stuff done however she wanted it, however it fit them.
But I mean, she ran up against the right one and was like, hey, listen, no, that ain't going down like that. She didn't have the pull where she was the end all be all.
Right.
Like,
I understand.
the title of queen would lead you to believe that she did.
Gotcha.
I mean,
I
she was a
understand.
figurehead. Nonetheless, you know,
R.I.P.
to each their own, and R.I.P. to her, and blessings to her family, and we mourn you, and this and that and the other, and what all else sounds good.
Here's another thing too. It's
That's what I don't like about it right there. Look,
How she was feeding them.
like she feeding the
chickens.
kids like they
They were
animals.
chickens, yeah.
Really?
Is this your queen?
Jesus.
This is your queen, y'all. This is who you mourning.
This is your queen.
You know what I'm saying? We don't do that around here.
I didn't even know that shit.
But no, that's
Yeah.
for real. Like she would celebrate like anything that happened wrong.
Was she throwing out candy?
No.
It could have been bread
Bread.
scraps.
Like the ducks.
Bread scraps.
And probably
Absolutely.
like the
But see,
Nobody
that's
talk about it.
that's how they
And she
do
got
it
on her
though.
finest
They're
Dame.
We don't last
He
long.
gonna be
Well,
Chip,
it's the same thing.
He gonna
Chip
be
Kelly ain't win his first game.
and what's Chip Kelly's melanin?
I'm just saying. Don't do that. Give
They
They
him
got a
a
lower
chance.
count.
Marcus Freeman gonna be hanging out with Manti Te'o girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
On the internet?
You don't.
I can't. I cannot.
On the internet.
But something too, Shannon
relationships.
hit it on. Last week we were at one of our favorite hangouts, Cigar International, and we had some conversation with a couple fellas, and the topic of men proposing to women came up as far as it comes to marriage.
And he said,
He said a man knows very, very soon into his interaction with the woman when he's ready to propose to her.
and he said that
He
they
might-
know, they envision it, is what he said. They envision their proposal.
And now that I think about it, I'm
Let's talk about you.
gonna shoot him some bail.
You gonna shoot him some
I'm
bell?
gonna shoot him some bail. He might be saying the woman herself, he can see himself being married to her.
True.
Not that he was ready to propose at that moment.
right.
I
So
think
he
said
knew
he
that
can
she was
envision
marriage
it.
material.
Yeah, we do
Yeah,
know
cause
that.
so this is what threw the comment off, because I said, when we were dating, I told Solomon early on, like, yo, I'm not gonna let you put all these miles on me. If you don't know what you want to do in 2 years, then let's just kind of
brakes on
part.
that bitch.
Let's just whatever.
What chapter?
Jumping off the dresser like Macho Man.
Oh my God.
Stupid.
Okay.
I just simply
You
said
ain't
to
finna
him
be
that if
jumping on me.
if you don't know what you want to do within 2 years, like, let's, we can still be cool. This can be amicable. Like, let's understand where we are. So I was having a mature conversation with him about that.
You applied too much pressure.
I see you said the same thing he did.
Too much
I have a
pressure.
problem with that, because the difference in us and white women tell y'all what they want, and they be married at 23. Us, we have to wait till y'all get ready. Y'all done ran us down, beat the brakes off us, and then be like, oh yeah, I guess
Well,
I'm
we
gonna
put
marry
new
you.
brakes back
And babies
on.
be walking down the aisle with you. And that's why I have a problem with that. I feel like if you know
Okay.
what you want, and we
So,
weren't 20 something
it's a
years old, we
societal
were
problem.
32, 33, and I had this conversation. I'm like, yo, would you like to ride in a Lamborghini? He was like, yeah. I said, well, imagine, do you want everybody else riding your Lamborghini at their own will? Whenever, hey, let me borrow that. You ain't gonna let everybody borrow your car, so why you gonna let them borrow your girl? So if you don't understand what you want to do in 2 years, that's not any pressure. That's just saying, hey, I want to be with you. This is what I want to do. If you don't feel like this what you want to do, ain't no need for us to wait till I'm 36.
Problem is, we might see you and think that yes, I can see myself in the future with her. However, and you've ran into this many times with females that we've spoken to.
Yeah.
They have these boxes that they want checked, or this checklist they want to check off, and we might not necessarily fit that. So we
They're
don't
trying to-
move forward
yeah.
because we want to be able to fulfill that checklist and say, hey, she wants this, I got it now. She wants this, to make sure, because when we propose, we don't want to get rejected.
Okay.
What's
So
your
why do
favorite
you
scene?
say with so much pressure applied when a person tells you exactly like that? We've already, we're not like we was, I wasn't saying this at 26. I'm saying this at 32,
Well, I didn't
33.
know I
and-
knew y'all was a certain age
Yeah,
at that time.
and I
Now,
have a
if you
kid.
20-something,
I'm like,
mhm.
look, yeah, if we 30 something, why would I give you 10 more good years? Now I'm 40, and now I'm out here like, oh, okay, I done missed all the ships. You made me miss Mr. Right, or the person that was for me, because I'm up here wasting time trying to figure out, what is it? We playing double dutch. Is it gonna work? Is it not? Is it what? No, I ain't got time for that.
Well,
No, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I don't. But the fact that I'm concerned that every
you
time I say
laid
that and a
down-
black man hears that,
you-
he's like, that's pressure.
you laid down the gauntlet, right?
That's a
and-
gauntlet?
Well, hear me out.
This wasn't like date 1
Hear
or
me.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, when was it?
Can I clarify
was
what she
deeper
Go
did?
ahead.
Can I
Go
clarify
ahead.
what she
Go
did?
ahead.
She did not lay down the gauntlet.
Okay.
She had what were called boundaries and guidelines for her life.
That's what I'm saying. I
No,
was
that's
about
not
to
a
say-
gauntlet. Those are boundaries and guidelines for her life.
The guidelines.
Now, she already knew what she was going to do.
Right.
she wasn't making him do nothing.
And I was
All
okay.
she was saying was that this is where I'm going to go. I want to go there with you, and I want you to be with me.
But
However,
if
if we don't
not-
want to walk the same path, I get
You ain't
that.
finna
Thank
be
you.
jumping
Let's
on
just
me.
go ahead and walk our separate lanes, and we'll holler at each other as we keep going along this
Yes.
life.
You see
But
me-
these are my boundaries. This is my
Right.
guidelines. It's not a gauntlet. See, and that's where y'all get offended at. Y'all think because
Yeah.
we've set boundaries for ourselves and guidelines of what we want and how long we want them, that they're gauntlets for you. No, they're not gauntlets for you. They're guidelines for us.
And
Bars.
the only pressure that it applies is, are you okay with seeing this person leave in 2 years?
Ooh.
That's that. And see, for me, I
that's
was
what I'm
already
talking about,
in
the
there.
pressure right there.
That's
right?
not pressure.
It's not pressure. It's only pressure if you can't handle it. See,
Listen.
pressure make diamonds or bust pipes. Which one you gonna do? You gonna glow up or you gonna blow up?
Bars.
Go ahead,
She
Simon.
proposed to you, right?
I've
Write it
never,
down.
I've never been stumped before, and I won't be stumped today.
Sustain. I see your argument. Sustain.
I'm too smart. Hey, I'm too smart for all that.
Hey, listen.
No, she put me on that. Hey, listen, in 2 years, you know, this is what I want. What have you? know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna franchise tag her ass.
You
No.
franchise.
Give me another year.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna give me another year out of it.
But
Then I'm gonna make the decision.
But what I was saying, what
No.
I wanted to say is, okay, why I say
No
that?
trade clause.
No trade clause.
Because sometimes it may be that he may see you that way, but he might not want to. He might not be ready.
But
you know,
he ain't
just
ready to
like
put the
Solomon
jersey
said,
in the
There's a
rafters yet.
whole bunch
But
of.
he was ready to be like, tell me he want a baby, he want this, he want, and I'm supposed to be
But
okay
no,
with that.
let's keep it real. How
I'm a-
often does a guy tell you,
They
"Hey, I want
don't.
a child from you"?
Well-
It's just happenstance that it works out that
And
way.
it does, but my thing is when you're having conversations and you say, where do you see yourself? What would you like in your life? And you're having these genuine conversations.
Sounds like a job.
You need to, it's not an interview. It's just about.
No, I'll tell you what I mean by that.
Go ahead. Wait.
Like one of the questions, and you know,
not
over
a
the
job
years,
interview.
many years of going through jobs and you know having to start over and everything like that. One question that comes up in interviews: where do you see yourself in 5 years? Right? And you have to sit there and like, where the
You
hell am I
get
going to see
stumped?
myself in 5
No.
years? Do I see myself here? Well, you don't know. That's 5
But
years.
the thing about it is that when they ask you that question, they just want to see your. They don't care what you talking about 5 years. They want to see if this company is where you see yourself. Do you see yourself even growing? Because if somebody tell me, yeah, I see myself here at this company. However, I don't see myself in the same role for an extended period of time. I want to be able to grow and learn, and they just want to see your process.
Do you have a vision for yourself to
Right.
move forward? Because if you have a vision for yourself to move forward,
Move that mic back
means
over there.
You're going. If you have a vision for yourself to move forward, then that means you're processing beyond the right
now. Thank
You're
you.
going to contribute something to, if not yourself, to us, to move yourself forward. Because the only way you
Right.
can move forward is to actually put in action and exert
Yeah.
energy. Otherwise, you just a stomp
You just
here
there.
and you just taking up
stuck.
space. To answer your question, yeah, you have a lot of men who say they want to have a baby with you, because here's the bottom line of it. If you're having unprotected sex at any
It
point
can
in
happen.
time, you're going to have a baby. So if you're agreeing to have unprotected sex, then you're saying, I want to have a baby with you, because there's a high probability that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And my
I'm
thing
telling
is,
you,
why is it so
I want to have a
easy
baby
for
with
men
you.
to have a baby with a woman but not
It ain't
commit
easy.
to her?
It ain't easy.
Because
The
when,
baby-
because
I
when,
wish-
it's not having a baby.
Shut them.
Having a baby.
Oh, hey,
I'm so sorry. You said something.
you said why it's so easy?
I'm gonna tell you,
Listen,
extraordinary pull-out game.
when I'm laying down to have sex with you,
Solomon Gang used to be like that too, until it wasn't. Go ahead.
hey, sometimes
Hey,
things,
hey,
things
sometimes
you used to
things-
do all night, it takes you all night to do now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, I got perfect track
Some
record.
things
I'm
keep
good.
you in, baby.
What I'm
Some
saying
things
is,
keep
in
you
that
in.
moment when we laying down, we having sex, it's getting good and what have you. We're not thinking, oh, I'm about to make a child.
No.
No. Cause my thing be like, hey, pull out. No, I'm joking. Go ahead. Yes.
I'm asking the question. You want me to leave it in there? I can do that now.
No.
She's the one. Yes. Ask that question.
The way you
You'll be
said that
there.
question gonna hit differently in my ear. You talking me through something that happened.
Hold on, Rob, you've been there just like I have.
Yeah.
In the moment, now she know damn well she don't want no child.
But she'll say
But
it.
she'll say, yeah, baby, leave it there.
Leave it in there. Yeah.
See, you got the wrong woman because I'm gonna tell you to get.
Yeah,
the
I
wrong
don't know
name.
where she resided.
Hey,
So real
I'm
talk.
going to
We
watch
ain't
you.
saying that question, but haven't you said
Don't have
that
conversations.
don't
with
have
me
real
when
life
we having
conversations with me
sex.
while we having sex?
I tell him
Because I'll
that.
tell you some answers that might not be true.
Yeah, I've told him
And they go,
that. Absolutely correct. Like,
you done lied.
I be, he'll say stuff to me. I'm like, didn't I tell you? And right while we going at it, don't talk to me about sex. Like,
So you
don't be
want me
asking me
to
questions about sex
Hey, listen.
during sex. Like, don't ask
I'm
me
just
that.
trying to be Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them tacos.
Tacos.
No,
You gonna get in the kitchen and make them tacos.
no.
Get the beat it up
I'm
then.
done.
That's not what we gonna do. We don't. And that's my rule. I really feel like
Beat it
you
up
say
then.
some stuff when certain
Hell
parts
yeah,
be
we say, hey,
stimulated.
I love you.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
other
right at
times,
the
too,
end.
sometimes-
Oh, Lord, I love you.
I don't think I've, with the
You had to
exception of my
take
husband,
it.
I
Oh,
don't think
Lord.
I've ever said that during sex. Ever.
You said you
I
love me
commit
now,
to
I
no
told the Lord.
emotion. I commit to no emotional conversation during
Yeah, me.
Intimacy.
I
You know,
don't. I don't like that.
none.
To go to the Bible, it says to not make
What chapter this is?
What does it say?
I can't recall.
verse
You're
me?
under the influence
What verse is this?
of alcohol.
Yeah.
But I like him
Alcohol,
to think
chapter-
that
verse
it's
number one.
under sex. Don't make no decisions. Drinking.
No decisions.
Oh, sex,
Drugs.
grief, sex,
Grief,
and
yeah.
drugs. You know, make no big decisions
Don't make no
during
decisions
those times.
during those times.
And the funniest thing, when I was going through my grief, I made all three of them.
Oh, Lord.
I made all three.
Oh,
I made the decision to quit my job, move out of my state. All at the same
all that to
time.
say, I'm leaving.
No
I
man.
was young.
Y'all
You
can have
need
this
some
job.
time.
I did all three no decision making points during my moment of grief. So, but it's all good. It turned
So
out.
Alfie, Rob, Serge,
What's up?
we in September. National
Hallelujah.
Take a Man Out on a Date Month. Have y'all
It
been
is?
taken out on any dates? Yes, it is.
Man,
National-
who wants to start this circle?
National
I'll take
Take
you
a
out
Man
on
Out on a date.
Fridays.
You gonna take him out Friday?
See, that doesn't count because you're all
On
married, though.
You gonna
Fridays.
buy him a short set?
Yeah.
No, that's his payday. I said on Friday.
your
I'm
payday.
gonna
Oh, so
take
you're
him
taking it. Basically, he's
out.
taking himself out, but
I'ma
you're gonna be
swipe
there.
the joint card.
Take you out on the Baby, is that the joint card?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
My husband can't say that. Now I will treat him to stuff. We'll go places. I'll be like, oh, I got our food. Like, let me just go ahead and get this. It's not like that, but I
Not
do
like that.
feel like women should at least treat men out. Like, if you really like
Well,
somebody and you want to take them, like, it's okay to
If
treat
there's
them out.
anyone out there who wants to act like we together this month,
Ross,
let me know.
Holla at your boy.
Take me out somewhere.
Serge back here looking like black, like Jesus,
Serge-
Spanish Jesus back
Yeah.
here. Like, I've been wanting to say that so bad. Like, y'all don't see his beard, his
gonna
hair
be long.
straight.
It'd be long, man. I'm jealous. I can't get it like that.
Don't see this right here.
You know, to your point, I don't know if women. I can't say all women. There's probably a large majority that aren't. Well, it's in both sides. Women are afraid to ask. Men are afraid to, I guess, accept it because of the old school mentality. Now we're coming out of it.
Women are afraid.
And now women are a lot
I
more
even encourage my
aggressive in
homegirls
essence.
when they be dating.
Well,
dudes,
no,
if
what I'm
he done
saying is,
paid for every meal you done been out, like treat them.
what I'm saying is like that's the mentality we've had, old school mentality. Now we're in this era where
I don't have a problem asking. I don't
Go
have
ahead.
a problem spending. I don't have a problem treating. I actually have.
push the mic. Sir.
I don't have a problem asking. I don't have a problem spending. I don't have a problem treating. I am by nature generous. I'm also single, so I don't have anybody to take me out a month with. And hey, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, sorry. But I don't.
It
have
ain't saying
that-
National Take Your Man on a date. It says Take a Man.
Amen.
I heard the amen part.
I thought he was
However,
saying amen.
Not amen at the church.
Amen.
Amen. Another brother.
And that's fine and dandy. So I'll give you a for instance. Last year, same time, same batch channel, different year. I even put out there, I will take one every week.
Ooh.
I am generous. I love spending time. I love good conversation. I love, as he told you, I'm a wine aficionado, and I like to eat good food. I got you. I got a good job. That's cool. Ask me how many people hit me up, and I say cool. My coins can stay in my pocket. I'm not unapproachable. I'm not, for whatever reason, man, y'all funny. And when I say you all,
No, I get it. No,
I
please.
say
Our kind.
out your kind.
Yeah, our kind.
You have a specific visual of how you want women to be or what they should look like or how tall they should be or how you have a very specific
I'm
requirement.
thinking the same thing.
And it's so funny because I've had this conversation with men and women. So, for instance, from my specific demographic, I'm 52. I'm a widow. I have a grown son. I'm not here for grins and giggles, and I know what I want, and I will completely just do what makes me happy and not be concerned. Can I come over? Nope, I don't really want company. Can I come over? Yep, but I need you to go home. I'm looking for somebody who has a job. I'm looking for somebody who wants to travel.
A job.
So 7-Eleven.
Asia.
No.
A job.
Let me continue.
self-sufficient.
Has a job, who likes to travel, who can treat me as well as I treat myself, if not better. Which means I'm like right now. I have 3 international trips planned. If you can't come somewhere along in the line with me, then I'm good. I'm not looking. All I'm saying, and I'm not being boastful. I'm just saying I've gotten to a point in my life. I'm not.
No more bullshit.
She's planning her stuff out.
I am not the desired demographic. So whether I offer to take you to dinner or not is irrelevant if I am not your desired demographic. And I have had men who have confirmed for me, you're right, you're not. Not that I'm unattractive, not intelligent or lack anything, but men in my age group are more inclined to gravitate toward 35 and 40, not 52.
Right.
So therefore, I've acclimated my life to, well, do it, do or don't. I'm good. And that's exactly what I'm. So it's not that roles have changed. You all just have specific blinders about what it is you think you want to associate yourself with. And when if you can't have that, then you can't see the benefit of beyond that.
Or appreciate the benefit.
Or appreciate the benefit of a woman who's willing to tell you, I like having a conversation with you. Let me take you out to dinner. Oh, how are you doing? You know what? I thought about you. I was at the store and I thought you'd like this and I picked this up for you. Cause we out here.
That's because some brothers is intimidating.
How is it intimidating?
why
Because
it
I'm
is.
I think that was
care for you.
a poor choice of words. I don't think it's intimidating. I think it's an anomaly.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not.
I believe
It
it
actually is not. Cause I can.
It's
throw
not.
You, it's not.
I ain't paid for a date in
It's not.
years.
You ain't paid for a date.
It's not.
They take you out all the
Yeah.
time.
It's not an anomaly.
Okay, Jesus.
Like right here, right now. I will take you out. Where would you like to go for dinner? And I'm not expecting anything from you other than a good conversation, sharing a bottle of wine and some food. And at the end of the day, you go your way, I'll go mine. And if we hook up ever again and have another
Don't say
conversation,
I ain't never did shit for you.
if nothing else comes from that, I hope you appreciate it being told that you are valued.
I was. You just put me on the spot. Cause
I didn't mean to. I'm
no,
sorry.
you just put me on the spot.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't accept.
For real, you been twice in the same
But
episode.
see, did he not just speak into his mic and say,
Yeah.
they want to treat me like I'm
Yeah.
okay?
You're
Here you
absolutely
go.
correct.
And I don't need. And trust me, you can say
pressure.
no.
Under
No,
It is not
I'm not
required.
saying that, but I would get in trouble. I'll just be.
Oh, you in
being
a
honest with
you in
you.
a
Oh,
that's
you're in
fine.
trouble.
I'm
I
just
think
balling
that-
somebody.
Oh, okay,
But,
we-
you know me saying that.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
being funny.
Yeah, I was being
Oh,
funny.
he ha ha.
See,
I love it. I love
But
it.
again, I was again my
was no
I
my
would've
disrespect.
I'm
It
taking
was
it
not-
right now.
my offer was
If-
not
Alfred,
with any.
if I
Lucille
wasn't-
don't count.
If I wasn't, Lucille don't count. If I wasn't, I
You
would
were
have
Ass
accepted
whooping.
because at the end of the day, it's not many women doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
I
would
just think
accept
that y'all
it.
don't allow it. Like y'all are not open enough to hear a woman like she said, you know, in a sense, like she's she is willing to do that right now. If that was a no, even if it was directly indirect, it's a no. And but it wasn't that nobody didn't offer you.
Right.
But that
So
goes,
that's the thing.
but seriously, that
goes
goes back to what we speak about all the time, though.
Mm-hmm.
She just asked him, and due to his situation, he has to say no.
Okay.
Now, I don't think there are that many brothers out there that if she put that same scenario on
Right.
the table, where listen, I'm going to take you out, I don't expect anything in return, this, that, and the other.
Oh, they saying yeah.
Exactly. They ain't gonna turn her
Absolutely.
down. But in the same token, let's flip the script. How hard do we have to work to get one of y'all to say, "Yeah, we'll go out with you"?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It
Let me-
depends on the demographic.
wait, hold on. No,
It depends
no.
on the demographic.
No, because let me.
He got a point.
No, you really don't.
It's the demographic.
Because it's all in how it depends on how you come at me. If you come at me and say, you know what, I made reservations at this, I want to take you out. I'd like to have an opportunity to spend some time with you and have a conversation.
Got to be proactive.
Can you? What's the word?
Proactive.
And when you're being
Spell it.
proactive, you're
You
doing
gotta-
what?
you
When
have
being-
everything already
when
planned
you're being
out.
proactive, you're doing. What are you doing? You're
You're
leading.
Yeah.
Baby, if you can show me you can walk me through a gate and hold my hand and I'll be safe and secure.
yeah.
So that's what we
I
get.
love it.
So we have. So that's
Women want to feel safe. Women want to feel
That's how it is
secure.
with CC.
Women want to know you know where you're going and
Yep.
what you're doing. Because as a woman, I know this is the taboo word of all life. We don't have a problem submitting to you.
Yeah.
promise.
So, no, see, it's not
We
that.
don't have a
See, y'all have
problem
an
submitting-
old school
See, you
mentality
don't
of
have that-
submission,
Yeah.
and that's
I
a
feel-
different thing.
I
We
feel
don't
like,
have a
I feel like
problem.
she have to. In order for her to submit, she have to fully trust you.
Yes.
That's
Thank
one.
you.
Right.
That's
Thank
the only
you.
way you're gonna get full
There's
trust.
the
And
key
you
word.
gotta
Right off the
understand
bat, she not
that.
gonna do
See,
that.
people like to use that word. I hate the word submission.
Submit
I don't
like
hate the
that.
word
Submit.
submission. I hate
I'ma
the
tell you
ignorance
why.
of people who don't know.
Right. I
But
think
it's-
it's not that. It's just
So
how
it's about
people.
submission
It's
to each
exactly
other.
what you said. It's the term submission. Like you
That
could be
just run
submitting
people,
something. That's my time frame. I need to submit that. I'm good. It's in by whatever deadline. Some people think when you say you got to submit to this man, they think, oh, whatever he say, you just
don't
goes.
mean that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow you to lead me somewhere that the math ain't mathing. We ain't gonna do that.
Cause
We
see,
not gonna do that.
here's
Well,
the
that
thing-
goes
here's
back to
the-
trust that you don't trust
You have
because
to trust.
your opinion and my opinion might differ on that particular
Right, and that's okay.
situation. But do you trust me enough to say, you know what? Although I don't agree with what he's doing, I'm gonna go along with it.
I have, haven't I? Oh,
Okay,
I
that's all-
haven't.
that's all-
How frequently?
It doesn't matter how frequently, but
How
it says
frequently?
haven't.
It does
I?
matter.
Have
But
I?
It does matter.
But the other
No,
thing,
because let me explain. When you came to me and said, "Hey, about whatever the situation was, I think this is what I want to do," and what was my response? Go ahead.
It depends
and do
on what the
it.
situation was.
Okay, the situation you were
But
unhappy,
I'm showing you that
wherever
same
were,
respect, and I
said,
just
yeah.
told you that recently, correct?
Absolutely, but that's still being able to say, okay, I'm gonna allow him to do whatever he feels he needs to do. That wasn't the first time we had that conversation.
Well, but look at the situation. If we want to go there, look at the situation that transpired where something was said within our family, and you like, why are you still holding on to that? And I was like, because it made me feel a certain way, and that was years ago, and I still hadn't let it go. What did that do? That provided me the motivation to be that could never be said again. And you didn't trust what my motivation was on that.
I understood your motivation. My thing was when I say why didn't you let certain things go, like if you keep holding on, that's just a weight bearing on you. And whether you say it's not a weight bearing on you, if it's still in your mind every time you see it, that's a painful memory and it's a painful process. You got to be able to let that go at some point. And I stand firmly on that. It's not that I don't support you or I don't believe you. It's just that I believe in if you continue to allow, that's a bit of control. You're allowing that situation to control how you dictate, how you move, how you deal, how you
Has
do
that
this.
motivation not benefited our household?
It has.
Okay, that's
but
all
I
I need
wasn't
to know.
mad. But how about you? Must be thinking about your first wife that had an issue with it. I didn't. I was like, look, don't tell me about that no more unless you do something about it, right? So that is why I always want to make sure, like, no.
this is a great section.
We told, look, no, because there have been things that have come up and where in like his previous marriage, he would have stayed and just been like content. Because I even asked him in his previous, I was like, dude, you knew it was over. Why did you stick around so long?
I
Like,
can damn sure
why are
answer
you
that.
saying that? Like,
Because number one, we
LLC.
stuck around because
it wasn't. You could do whatever you want to. Is what y'all was doing.
LLC.
It was just yeah.
It was no accountability. Is what it
LLC.
was.
You might as well just stay
There
there.
wasn't no
LLC,
accountability.
You know what I'm saying?
It was no
let's
accountability.
just go. Let's just deal. I'll just deal with this. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's more comfortable.
I know
It's
that goes
convenient.
both ways.
It's
Yeah,
convenient.
it's a lot of ladies stay there.
Because I'll be perfectly honest, because when Shannon was speaking earlier about how you got 2 years, I'll be the first one. That's why I say I very rarely tell people what, who, how, because I stayed longer. And I was in my 30s. My husband and I were together for 15 years. And it took about 7 before we got serious.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no.
See,
there
Like
were
so for me, we
several-
didn't. Now,
And
when I-
it's at this point in time, like you said, I'm like, hell, I can get 7
I can't
years
do
to
that.
this thing. But see, again,
Yeah.
I had gained 7 years. My son had become acclimated to this man as his dad.
and that was why I didn't want
And
to
I
be able
hung
to do
on. Now,
that.
don't get me wrong. He was a good man. He just had things that he had to work through. And I had already poured so much
Time.
growing and feeding and nurturing into
Yeah.
this man to become
got
what
you.
he was on his way to be. Come on, that's just like walking away from the Sistine Chapel halfway through the painting.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I had to go through all the way to the end, and I'm glad I did, because in the end, it was a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful thing up until the end, and he left me with things that I still today
Value and just
value and have helped me through with my life.
What if you?
So-
get it.
But you ever think about what if you did walk away
Uh-uh.
before the project was finished?
Let me.
I think it would have been more to, and I'm not giving myself major kudos, I think it would have been more to his detriment than mine.
Okay.
Because he needed the love I had to pour into him more than I needed the
Mm.
love he had to pour into me.
Come on and pour. For me, it
Oh,
was
that's a beautiful
being
thing.
okay with when, like I
Love
said,
in
when
public.
you give those conditions and terms, you have to be okay with walking away. And walking away sometimes is very painful.
Hey.
It's not sometimes.
And that would have been
it is
it,
very
it's,
Sometimes
it's
you
very
get pushed
yeah.
away.
It is very
But
painful.
I'd rather not be in a space where I'm resenting you because I done wasted. Like I feel like, dang, was this a waste of time? Like nothing happened in the end. And granted, we didn't get married. I didn't say we had to be married in 2 years. I just said you had to know what you was gonna do.
There
So
needs to be-
well,
understand.
you-
So
there needs
listen.
to be a plan in
So
action.
listen to what
Listen
I
to her.
said.
Okay.
I said that if
I was
you don't know
thinking
what
said marry. I
if
was
you don't know what your
I
plan
was
is,
totally wrong.
if you don't know what your plan is, but he did propose like a year. It was a couple of months after the 2 years had happened. But we didn't get married for another 2 years, maybe? No,
What are you talking
a
about?
year. How long? Wait, how long was it?
I proposed in February. We got married in October.
Oh, November.
November, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when he
Hey.
did give me the ring, we got married.
I got
But
it.
it wasn't like it took us. We didn't get married in 2
I
years.
got a
okay.
question for you.
Wait, Valentine's Day?
Oh, girl. Oh, it was. Oh, I hate that.
I'm sorry. You know I hate
Absolutely.
Valentine's
No, it
You
ain't
Day.
proposed on Valentine's Day?
It wasn't you either. It was circumstances beyond our
Exactly.
control because
I'm
it wasn't
like,
supposed to be
It
on
wasn't supposed to be
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Other people forced it to be Valentine's
You
Day.
know,
Yeah, it kinda was
I'm
that
not a
way.
fan of Valentine's
So
Day.
Because
then-
people don't know how to keep secrets, and so it's
My-
before he let them ruin the secret, he just went ahead and said, "Look, babe, it was gonna happen. It just wasn't supposed to happen."
had purchased
Because
the
he already
ring,
know that I don't like
and I
that.
basically special ordered it, and I received it on Valentine's Day. So I started showing people.
Why you do
And-
that?
Oh,
It was like her
He was
mother and everything,
excited.
and because
His dad
I
and
was
his
like,
uncle
listen, I'm
found
asking
out
for your
it
daughter's
was-
hand in
See,
marriage.
that's
Oh,
doesn't
that's so sweet.
doesn't mean
But
I'm
it
gonna
ain't
do it
really
today,
meant
but before
you just wanted to get the formalities out.
Exactly.
Down that road twice, and it never made it to the end.
so.
It wasn't about that. Like, and for me, it was. He knows I didn't like that, and I had already gotten to a place where he had done bought all kind of stuff, and I was like, "Look, don't buy me no more jewelry unless it's a ring.
unless it's
I don't want no earrings.
So that's an
I don't want
ultimatum.
nothing. No,
Thank
it's
you.
not.
It is ultimatum.
It's not.
It's a ring.
It's
I'm
so
a
listen
giver.
to what I'm saying.
Then find something else to give. She
Yes,
simply,
I said,
she
don't buy
just
me no
simply
more
said no more
jewelry.
jewelry.
Except the
That
ring.
ain't mean you. No. I said don't buy me no more jewelry
Unless-
unless it's a ring. So that's right there.
Right.
telling
All
you,
she did
I
was
don't
say
want
about no more jewelry.
necklaces. I don't want no more earrings. I don't want none of the other jewelry. No watches.
So
I didn't want any of that.
now she said, listen, right?
Yeah.
So if she said, don't buy me no more jewelry unless it's a ring.
Uh-huh.
So if I hadn't bought another piece of jewelry to this day,
You
Would
wouldn't
we
have
be
been
together?
with
We'd
me.
be
No,
together.
you wouldn't have been
Exactly.
with me.
No.
Because
So-
it was.
I didn't buy any more jewelry.
Again, but that's not an ultimatum.
It's not an ultimatum.
She just told you what she did. What
Yeah,
she
she
I
was
wasn't
in one
gonna
jewelry.
put all on my.
I gotta go
It's
with it
kind
on
of
that. You
like,
know.
dude, this ain't no lease.
But
Like
this
you
is what I
ain't
was gonna
leasing
ask
me.
you. This is what I'm gonna ask you. To the question that God knowing, when you saw her, and I know the story. You know what I'm saying from way long time ago, long time ago's days. Did you know that she was the one?
I had a feeling she could be, but there was
a situation he was dealing with. But go ahead. Anyway.
I got nothing to do with it.
Most men, let me just be 120%.
Serge,
We always got some external baggage going on.
I had a feeling she could be,
That's my
but there,
thing. I
there
got
was
a lot of fucking baggage.
there was one specific situation, and I never told her this, but and I'll share with her now, being transparent.
Go ahead, be
There was
transparent,
one
honey.
incident
Pull back the
where
wheel.
I knew that okay, she's gonna be the one. Because of reputation and family that I have and what have you, that always portrays that you're on this certain level when it might not necessarily be that way the entire time. We went out on a double date with her. It was either her coworker, one of her friends, and her boyfriend. And because I'm supposed to be this, that, and the other, and I
You
really
Saul
wasn't.
Davis.
Exactly. And I was shooting bad at that point in time. It was like, listen, before we even get out, here's my debit card, but you pull it out and pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, like you paying for it. And I was like, she looked to protect that image at that point in time, which, you know, instead of it being like I got you, what have you.
Wait a
And I was like, all right, you know.
Wait a minute.
I've done that.
What's
Wait
up?
a minute.
Because it's about.
done that.
At the end of the day, I'm
Wait a
not
minute.
gonna.
And
let
it's not even
nobody
about
belittle
protecting your
trying to
image.
Hey, right there.
You the lead. I'm gonna let whether.
Yeah.
I don't
And
care,
I don't think at the
I
time
don't
we
care
didn't
who
have joint
pay.
accounts or
Yeah,
anything like that.
I don't
We
care
weren't
who
in that
pay. Here,
space.
go take care
At
of the
that
bill.
moment, you would have been my wife. That right there. I understand, my brother. Hey,
Oh, that's so
listen,
sweet.
And
I
quiet
never
as kept,
know.
I done did it before we even walked in the restaurant. Here.
Right. We were in the car. I think.
You,
That's
never,
what I was like, yeah,
you never told her that?
Until today, no, I never knew that.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I just thought it was, you know,
You gonna jump off the truck?
we gonna respect. Well, like first off, we ain't gonna never let nobody else see us sweat, honey. At the end of the day, like,
Cause
nah,
see, here's
we
the
ain't finna do
thing:
that.
she had your back,
Yeah.
and if it's
Yeah.
it's,
It's
confirmation of it.
basically because it's like
It was like Tasha when she took that gun out
I'm
of the glove
finna
compartment
drop
and put it in the
like
bag.
I said, I'm gonna have you standing in front of me with the gun, but guess I'm gonna be standing right behind you.
Ready.
I got you.
Yeah.
We covered on the
Nah,
front end and the
that's
back
dope.
end.
I appreciate that, baby.
Yeah.
So 2 females here. Hate to
Damn.
switch it up real quick, but
Go
2
ahead.
females.
We gotta hurry up and wrap this up. You know I gotta go.
I saw this
I
on
gotta
social
continue
media.
momming.
Wait, what happened?
I saw this on social media. It was a young lady by the name of Nikki Cash. She took the entire month of August and on all her social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you, she posed the question that she only wanted women to answer. And she said, would you want a man who works 9 to 5 and has $40K in the bank, or a street hustler that has access to $250K at all times?
And they chose the
I'm gonna
street.
get the 9 to 5
Every day of
because
the week.
I sleep easy.
Thank you.
At the end
How
of the day,
many
we can
girls chose
build
the
that.
street hustle?
67% of the women chose the street hustler.
Y'all can have it.
But they ain't
Cause
gonna
see,
sleep. Because let me
just
tell you,
like
the
me.
minute
I
the
like-
minute he get caught and they freeze them assets and accounts,
There
and
you
he
go.
ain't got his money put where he.
Yeah,
what's
let's
that?
talk about that.
Let me help you Let me help you understand what we're about to do. Me and that 9 to 5 about to have dinner. We're about to have regular sex.
We gonna be with each
We're
other.
gonna
Yeah.
have
We got
vacations.
time.
We're gonna sleep sound, have TV night,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take that $50,000 to $80,000 he making during that
Yeah.
9 to 5 and roll that bitch over.
Right.
And we're gonna
be
buy some
good.
property. We're gonna do some fix and flips.
Yeah.
And that $50,000 to $80,000 that he making on his 9 to
It's gonna be
5,
generational.
we're gonna roll that
It's for everything.
on up.
Yeah.
So we can be hustler balling and still have a life and be
Yeah.
comfortable and safe in
I
it.
just think that that must have been girls that were young. Who were
Oh, yeah,
finding
it was
that,
definitely
because
young
my
girls.
thing is anybody who's lived that life or been in that space and in that atmosphere who even understand that.
There's no peace there.
He ain't even home. Even if he is home, he ain't at children events. You are really a single parent almost because they gotta watch their money and watch their bag.
There's no peace
You don't,
there.
yeah, none, absolutely
no
none.
peace.
We
Yeah,
watched.
they ain't
I
going
had
to
you
the
watching the
football
whole Supreme thing on
So it's
Showtime,
9 to 5
and you
or
saw how when he got home, how the
wait.
people was shooting up his
me
car
tell you
in front,
something.
like the street before he get home. Are you serious? And then half of the time, she ain't got access to all that money.
That part. And
So
you don't
somebody
know
gotta pay
what
to connect that.
Yeah.
you don't know who he I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm old school. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. At some point in time, one of them bitches gonna bite.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't
One
rock
of them gonna
with that
bite,
one.
and they're gonna, cause just like you sitting on the seat right now, somebody else
It'll
gonna
be-
wanna try and knock you off.
No, it ain't. They all in the same. You in the same place because you already know it's a role. You may be the wifey, but he got the girlfriend. He got this. It's more than one person. If he got that kind of money, it's not just about having the money. It's gonna be he's spreading it out.
So
he got
to
it. He
answer
got
your
a
question,
power.
run me my 9 to 5.
He's spreading it
Come on,
out.
run me my 9 to 5. Hell, you can run me
Cause
my.
250 a day, he be like, oh,
have to tell
didn't
y'all
you get
about
to
that.
shop? Didn't you get to do this?
on
Well,
14,
she need
I'm on
to.
14.
This my other one. He gonna have more than one house he taking care of.
Okay, so speaking of that, you know, you get to shop, you get to do this, what have you. We had the set of cards that we asked, the conversation
Yeah.
cards. There's actually a website now that has a podcast or a weekly
Yeah,
show
yeah.
based on those cards. And one of those cards, and I'll ask you as a single woman, it says, in a relationship, if your man asks you for sex, should he get it at all times when he asks? And if he does, should you get what you want when you ask? Meaning, oh, I want to go shopping for a new bag, or I want to do this, I want to do that.
Those are two totally separate
Yeah.
things. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other.
Well, a lot of the women on this show felt like, well, if I give him pussy whenever he asks for it, he should be able to run me mine.
Not equivalent. Not equivalent. Okay.
I'm with Lex on this.
Not equivalent. If my husband want me to roll over, I'm rolling over. Cause quiet as kept, I'm that same person. You're gonna get woke up at 3:00 in the morning and wondering what's going on under the sheets. So, I want you to be as available to me as I am to you.
Rob, you
that
still don't
part.
want to go to dinner?
Still taking the drink.
Anyway, however,
I'm Kermit the Frog right now.
Yes.
however, something like shopping and buying bags, that's a financial
Yeah.
thing.
That's totally different.
Just because
Okay, let's remove the bags. What about helping out with the bill?
He
You
should
supposed
be
to do
doing
that anyway.
If they're not together.
Oh.
If he just
no,
calls
no,
her, if
no.
she just calls up like, hey girl, why don't you come through and hook
Nah,
me
it's
up this, that,
one,
and the
it's,
other.
nah, I'm gonna give you.
That's
So,
a pay for play.
I'm gonna put it like this, and it's so funny that it's so funny because I was just promise you I was just having this conversation. If I am with you intimately, consistently, you call me and I'm available to you regularly, there's no way I should not be able to call you if I need at any given time for
Right.
whatever it is.
Gotcha.
If you call me on a regular basis to ask me to be available to you emotionally, support you, encourage you, and we're not in a relationship, but I'm going to be there for you because I care for you that way, and you call me, and I'm good that we're not in a relationship. I got you. I'm not saying you have to be in a relationship with me because you probably rocking it the way I need you to rock it if I'm letting you do it. But if I'm here for you consistently for these things that you
This
need,
is what, yeah.
there's no way I shouldn't be able to call you on the phone and say, baby, I need some help. Can you help me?
I
And you,
just had
there's
this
no way
conversation
you
a
should
couple of weeks
not
ago.
be willing to make it happen.
Right.
Now, it'd be a different thing if I made it habitual and your responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't have the right to do that because this is not your address and you can't command shit under my roof.
Gotcha.
However,
You know, some girls think that just because
I
I'm
do.
in your presence, that I'm supposed to just pay it automatically.
The door's still open though, buddy. That's the problem.
Shannon, I like you. I like you.
It still sounds creepy both ways, dude. Stop.
Hey, the hug, it don't matter. I understand.
All in highs received. That's
No.
Man, let's get on these.
Yeah.
pictures, man.
Yeah.
Well, I hate for you to be on the couch.
I showed them all mercy
He
and
on no
grace.
couch. When I tell you, okay, so when I brought it to his attention, his response was, "I see where you coming from. Okay, I got it." Like he understood it. It wasn't like we weren't arguing. It was none of that. But I wanted to, sir, I see you. I'm gonna need you to be respectful out here in these streets. Like that ain't how we moving. And let's keep it pushing. And we were good.
I love it.
Yeah, it was funny.
But do you
It was
love it?
But I love it. Yeah. I love it.
It was when a single woman read it and it wasn't me reading it. Listen.
I'm gonna have to say it, friend. When I read it, I was like, "Oh shit!"
It wasn't like, it was, ooh,
What?
yeah.
I read it in the girl voice.
But now I will say
my
this. I will say this. I did look at both. I'm like, "Oh, she a bald bitch." And then I was like, "Oh, you just special."
You already seen them.
I was like, "Well, come on."
Because let's be honest. I have no issues with social media and stuff like that. I always tell people it's what you make it to be. So I don't have no problem. I think when you have a nice picture, that people should like it. I think that's like it, love it, whatever. I have no problem with that.
Right.
It's the innuendos that you be throwing out there that just make you be like,
Which is why I
dangling
stopped
carrots in
posting
front of a rabbit face. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You ready to go, sir?
It's nice to know that you still got it. You know what I mean?
And it's okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
it was other women
that's
who was
good to
like,
know.
"You look good. You look amazing." Ain't nobody. He ain't go back under there talking about something. But you want to taste amazing? Like he ain't go back under there. He ain't do all that. He ain't say, "I know you like amazing."
So you watch
He
Bill
didn't do
Cosby?
none of that. He didn't do none of that. He didn't do any of that on none of the other lady comments. It was
Pull
just
back.
that one.
So was it what I said or is it who I said it to?
It was what you said.
who you
because
said it
it
to.
shouldn't have been said in that way. Like
It's who you said it to.
No, it absolutely is what you said because
No,
it don't matter who it would have been, and he would. But you like it. I'm like,
Me
if
looking
it was
at it,
his cousin,
So if Rob would have said, "Hey man, what's up with all that grain?"
you
I would
wouldn't
have said, "Hey, you like it though?"
You wouldn't have said that.
Hey, now you would have said that. Hey,
You're not gonna say that.
You like that.
Nah,
You
I
like that.
that.
You never said
so
that. Quit
you would have never
playing.
said that shit to me.
You'd have never said that.
Because,
Quit playing.
brother, I would have called you on the
I would have
phone.
called you little murder. Little murder, is that
Hey,
you?
bro, what the hell
Little
going on?
murder, is that you?
Right. You know what?
type of life
Never
we
said
live?
that.
He would not have said
You were like,
that.
nigga, what?
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
So you all right? Dude,
Yeah.
is this Shannon on this thing?
Right.
Somebody take your
Somebody
phone.
got your phone.
Yeah.
You'd be like, it
There's
was
no way. There's no way he would have just been like that. It
Exactly,
had to
Alfie.
have been.
He'd been gunning for you like,
Right.
Bruh.
If I would
I
have said it
would've
to a
built it out.
dude, he would have been like, "Oh, so he like it, huh? How you know? It would have been a different question."
that part.
So there we go.
So
We're
if-
good.
So
Should
I mean,
I- should I have just said thank you?
perfect example.
You could've
Rob-
said thank you.
Rob,
I like
Rob
her
just,
comment.
Rob just laid it out for you.
Yeah.
Had Rob posted that photo of a salt and pepper beer, and I'd have been like,
It would have been. I just colored it
That's so
why?
crazy. But go ahead.
for.
No.
He asked.
No.
Rob is multi.
Anyway.
I'm gonna
But
show
yeah.
you something.
No, salt and pepper are the two most important spices on the planet. Anyway, I digress from my thing.
But
anywho, and he said, had he said, "But you like it to me," oh, she'd lit him up
Yeah.
like firecracker on the 4th of July.
Right. It would have been an issue.
It
But
would have been
is
an
what it
issue,
is.
and I promise you, it would have been an issue for me too. If I ain't gonna
I
lie,
appreciate y'all.
I'd-
Appreciate
it'd have
bringing
been
it
an
to- Even
issue.
when Serge said something.
it would have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
an issue.
That's what I said.
I'd been like, bro, wait,
I
what?
can't got you back on this one.
Down 0-1 right now, that's all.
But all Serge and everybody else is down 0-1. Don't
So
do
that's
that.
why y'all all
No,
jumping,
we're not.
that's all.
We're not. Not at all, Serge.
We are down on
We're gonna let the facts be the facts.
We are
We're gonna
down
let
on
you have
one.
that.
though.
I'm
He's
sorry,
right
should
there.
I be seeing a problem with this?
No, it ain't.
He's
I was
just showing
just
you
saying
that's what it
just
was.
That's what it was.
Better.
Oh, okay.
Better.
Better. I'm gonna need y'all to realize that
That
the
women
two
ask-
most
yeah.
long-lasting spices, the most important
The salt and
spices, is salt and pepper.
And it's okay.
Stop playing with grown woman stuff.
Yeah.
That's grown. That's
okay.
grown man
Bars.
stuff. Stop playing.
That's what's up.
I had to, because I'm in this film. I had to color it and it's
No,
gonna
you
be a
don't,
while.
bro. I'm in the same field,
I
bro.
got the whatchamacallit, but
I have to
I ain't
feel
want
you.
to do it.
I'm in the same field, bro.
I know.
You know what I mean? You gotta own it.
I'm gonna need you to leave that alone next time.
Yeah. You too, Solomon.
I mean, not that I haven't, not that I have a horse.
I had too
a
much
dog in
gray.
this race,
That's
but
a
I'm
whole
just
lot of
saying.
gray.
I
Oh,
like that. I like that.
ooh.
Just saying.
We gonna do a collab called Salt and Pepper.
Okay, I'm with it.
I'm with that.
Let's get these picks so I can go on and keep on mommy.
She got a mommy time.
Yeah, I gotta go to a summer
Yeah, that's
party
true.
for the kids.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
oh,
listen-
I'm sorry.
Salt and Pepper.
So technically, week one's
I
already
got Tylenol.
It's okay. There's gonna be plenty of alcohol for the adults because it's a couple of adults that's gonna be there with the little children. It's 5 kids and 6 adults or 7 adults, something like that.
See, this is why my question when I get in, proceed
Yeah,
to
I
possibly get involved with
understand.
any man.
Yeah, you don't want to be a part of
Have you
that.
had a vasectomy, and if not, are you interested in one?
Oh,
Yeah,
Because
What was that?
I'm good.
yeah,
Have you had a vasectomy, or are you interested in one?
yeah.
Ain't no pullouts going on over here. Nah.
it's, hey,
face, Surge face.
I want definitive, concrete
pull-out.
medical shutdown of all possibilities.
All right, you
Pointing
ready?
over there.
it's a reason.
There's a reason why I've pushed
They
it
got
back
that
towards the
space.
man because I can't.
Gotcha.
It's all
So it's always going to get pushed towards. But see, men have a problem even with the mere concept of it. When you don't realize it's an
They do.
outpatient 1 hour process for you, it's a 2-day
y'all do-
inpatient process for me where they have to actually cut me open.
Yeah, not
So,
even that, and
let's
then it's
flip the
6
script.
weeks after that.
Yeah, let's,
So yeah,
let's
it's a whole nother 6
it's
to
like
8.
it's like cutting a hangnail for you. It's major
just a
surgery
week.
for me.
a little bit of uncomfortableness.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a bag of peas in an ice pack will take care of that in 24 hours.
White lady was looking at me when I walked. in.
Hey, can we get to this bit?
Hey, I gotta tell y'all, I walked in there with the bulge, but she was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, lady, ain't nothing but ice. A bag of ice. That's what it is, a little bag."
Oh, so
Daddy.
so you okay.
You check the box.
Hey,
You sure you don't want to go to dinner?
I'm saying. I ain't see the flag. I ain't see the red flags up in here.
I'm just saying.
Stop playing.
Hey, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. You know how we do every week. The last segment, we make our NFL picks for the week, and picking up just like we did last year. I'm already in the lead,
Oh Lord, here we
doing
go.
what I do best.
yeah.
Buffalo Bills 31, LA Rams 10.
So we're gonna
Yes, you
basically.
were. You were here last week.
Yeah, I came later.
Oh, that's true. So now he
Yeah,
actually
like,
gets.
If you ain't first, you last. Ricky Bobby said that.
Let's get. No, you had them picks. You was with us. Don't
Yeah,
do
you
that.
were
But go
right
ahead.
there.
He give you an opportunity to change
Now-
today. But
So
go
here we
ahead.
go.
This is
we
a
gon-
little different.
We gonna we only lock in the Thursday night pick because
Yeah,
that's already
that's
gone.
already
I'm
done.
allowing y'all to change y'all picks from last week.
Yeah.
So here we go right now. First game, Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions.
Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna still stick with Philly.
Rob,
I'm gonna stick with Philly too.
Alfie.
Detroit.
Okay, Alfie
Yeah,
changed
yes.
his No, looky here.
I
I'm gonna
am.
make a column for all of our guests, and the
Oh,
guests are
okay.
gonna be totaled up.
I'm going to go with the Lions.
Okay.
I'm
They
gonna
did
go.
look good too. I remember you gonna stick with the Lions. For
I'm
you.
gonna stick with
you
the
did.
Lions.
Go
I'm
ahead.
changing my pick. Man.
You
Let's
changed yours.
go.
Go ahead.
This is a one-time only thing.
Sure.
San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears.
I'm still going with the 49ers.
Yeah, Niners.
I think it was Niners.
I had the Niners too.
Okay.
I'm going with the Niners.
Looks like it's unanimous.
Unanimous decision.
With the
Sir?
Niners. He said Niners.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers
Nope.
at the Cincinnati Bengals.
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 I'm going with the Bengals. I was with Pitt.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going with the Bengals.
Gotcha.
It's unanimous again with the Bengals. The New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins.
Ain't nobody.
Miami.
Dolphins.
I went with the Patriots. I think I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Dolphins.
Pats.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
And she said Pat.
Patriots, and I'm going Patriots as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Cleveland Browns at the Carolina Panthers.
Browns.
Browns.
I'm going. I'll go with the Panthers.
Actually, I went to Carolina 'cause he said-
I think a Baker man. That's
It ain't
that's
gonna
the
happen.
only reason why.
It ain't gonna happen.
Hey, that need to be the first segment when we come.
But
back.
it is Cleveland though, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna fuck them up.
The
I'm
guest
going with Cleveland.
from the guest column, we're going with the Browns as well.
I'm
I'm
going
going
with
with I'm gonna
Carolina.
fuck them up.
Is they playing in Carolina?
They're playing in
Oh
Carolina.
yeah, I'm going.
I'm going with the
Oh
Panthers.
Lord, this is gonna be hilarious.
The Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans.
Colts.
Colts.
I'm gonna change my pick.
To the Texans.
Yeah.
Texans.
Is Derrick Henry still there?
Derrick Henry is still there.
Yeah.
Lovie Smith.
Texans.
What are you talking about, Derrick Henry? He plays with Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind.
Oh shit. No. Back. Hold on.
Colts.
Back to the Colts. My bad. Shit. What the fuck am I talking about? Go ahead.
This is gonna be a toss up, so I just go Colts.
Ain't nobody care. That what you say?
Yeah, basically.
All right, so I'm going with the Colts as well. The New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons.
Saints.
Oh,
Saints.
Saints. Look, Saints.
Solomon, go with Atlanta. Since you really don't like the Saints
I don't like
anyway.
the Saints, but I
I
can't
know,
go.
we
I
don't-
can't go.
Can't go
Falcons.
against Jameis.
Oh
Whatever.
Lord, that's yeah.
Eat them dubs.
We got to see them next week too. So
Yeah, that's
Go
the
ahead.
last dub he gonna eat.
Baltimore Ravens at New York Jets. Reminder: Lamar did not get his money.
But he's still playing.
It's still the
He's
Ravens
probably gonna
though.
play.
I'm still
because
doing the
he gets money.
Ravens.
Hey,
Solomon, you
know,
changing your pick to the Jets?
I'm changing
I'm still going with Lamar. So
I think I picked the Jets. To be
Baltimore.
honest with you.
I don't think so, but go ahead.
But I'm gonna go with Lamar because Lamar gonna say fuck y'all and
He got something to
got
prove.
Exactly.
exactly.
Okay.
Baltimore.
I just hope he don't
the
get hurt,
Ravens.
man.
Okay.
The
The
Ravens.
Still with
Ravens.
the Baltimore.
You think they put a hit out on him?
Go ahead.
Jacksonville Jaguars at the Washington Commanders.
Hey, my
Commanders.
What the hell are them?
I'm changing.
The Red,
Washington Redskins,
Commanders.
and then they-
formerly known as the Washington football team.
Redskins.
Now
Washington
they're the
football team.
Commanders.
Washington
As long as the
Redskins.
Queen was alive, they would have Redskins.
Hey,
Big facts.
I'm changing mine.
You going
Going with
with?
the Jags, baby.
Okay.
That's brave.
Simply because I'm here, I'll go with the Jags in Florida.
Okay.
Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
I can't even.
Hey,
I
the
can't even
Cobra
say that
Commanders.
Going to
name.
Cobra Commanders?
Right. I'm
Yes,
like,
I-
I can't. I don't even like saying the name. What is that?
I'm going Washington as well. Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm switching that.
Green Bay.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I believe I said Vikings the first time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Since Rodgers
And they got
It
yeah,
depends
I'ma
on whether or not
just
he
stick
throwing a fit
it.
during the,
Yeah,
during the
I'm
game.
just stick with the Vikings. I know Solomon going with Green Bay because he hates Kirk Cousins.
Yep. It's not like Kirk Cousins.
Actually, no, I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
What? You changing your pick?
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Aaron Rodgers has nobody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, but he's got everybody to throw the ball to.
Huh?
Think about it.
You got nobody to throw the
If
ball
you don't
to.
got to force it to one guy, remember how Baker was with OBJ?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, but no,
can
still
go
not.
there.
Yeah, but
He got everybody he could
those
throw it to.
everybody to throw to all suck. So
You never
Or
know.
they haven't been proven.
They have exactly.
Let's just say that they haven't been
Okay.
proven.
Vikings.
I believe a team is a reflection of its leader,
There you go.
True.
and he is not the leader that I want to follow. So.
That's true. But you would rather follow Kirk Cousins.
I've seen
Nah.
him
No, I'd rather follow Dalvin
game,
Cook.
so
Cool.
But you rather follow
Rodgers,
him in
Aaron
this
Rodgers, I've
episode.
seen him do a few
All right.
tantrums in games.
The New York Giants
I'm a Southerner.
at the Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
That's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had the Titans.
Titans.
I'm not changing mine.
I'm changing mine from the Giants. I don't know why I had them in the first place.
Because you're brave.
Yeah, so I'm gonna change from the Giants to
I bet they go 0-16.
Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
Titans.
Titans. Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers.
This the one I'm gonna have to
This
change.
one's a little different.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers.
I got the
I
Chargers.
did not want to change that, but
Didn't I
I
go with the Steelers?
I went with the
Raiders.
I went with the
I'm sticking
Raiders.
with Chargers.
The
I'm gonna
Raiders.
go with the Chargers on
I'm
this
staying
one.
with the Chargers.
We're going with the Raiders.
I didn't realize it was a home game for them.
I'll
That's
go
ain't
with-
nobody care.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
This the game we care about.
Kansas City Chiefs at the Arizona Cardinals.
Nobody
I'm
care.
going Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I don't know. The little man, he might be running around.
You know
He
what?
might be running
I'm
around
switching
that
minds. Arizona.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move away from the Chiefs and go to Arizona too.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna still go with KC.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going KC as well.
I just feel like they got too much to prove since they don't have their main. Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna.
Oh, come on, really?
I'm gonna go on
Tampa
record.
Bay.
I'm going with the Bucks.
We're going with
I'ma go on
in
record.
time we trust.
Oh my
Simply
god.
because
Hold on.
Cowboys fans annoy the hell out of me. I'm going Tampa Bucks.
I'm gonna say something that's probably not kosher.
Controversial. Is he gonna say it?
I'm
Right.
staying with the Bucks. I don't think we gonna win.
Damn, I'm gonna need you to give up your seat.
I'm gonna need you to go out this door and go home.
I just
Think
gotta
about
be
what you
honest.
said.
They come out the gate slow.
Okay, here we go. To the next one,
Nah,
because
I'm
I ain't
going-
got
you
time
already
for
know who I'm
Rob.
going with. I'm
Not
going-
with the bull. He with the bull. He is with the bull.
I went with the bull.
Yeah, you is with the
I'm
bull.
staying with him though.
But
The
you
Monday
spoke
Night
some
Football
blasphemy.
game, the Denver Broncos at the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Denver.
Denver.
Hey, I had. Oh wait. That's old boy going back home.
Yeah, he's going back home.
And I had
Sierra's
Seattle
over there
winning.
now.
Yep.
I forgot he didn't play.
I'm going with Denver.
Let me change that one
Broncos.
and go with old Russell and Sierra.
You better 1-2 step on over
Yeah,
there
they're
with
gonna
him.
win they're gonna be
I was
dancing.
sure thinking of a song. I'm like, what would be a good Russell Sierra song?
Hey, Russell
All
might
right,
come out there
and
and
then
dance
last
on-
game
that little
next
dance
Thursday
on
night
top of
before
the
we
car.
get back.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh no, wait, we got.
the Los
We
Angeles
25th.
Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's
That
the
one-
Thursday game.
That's a
Thursday
good one.
game.
Hold on, let me put that there.
Ooh,
Chargers at Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Oh, so they got a short
Chargers
week. The
at
Chiefs
Chiefs.
and the Chargers Thursday game.
Yep.
Chargers at Chiefs. Chargers at Chiefs. Dang.
Chargers.
I'm gonna just go at the Chiefs because they're at home. I really don't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Chargers beat like, especially coming into an Arrowhead. It's hard to beat them at home. So
I'll go with the
yeah,
Chiefs.
I'm gonna go at the Chiefs. I'm gonna go on and stick with that one.
I've seen
They'll be
I've
one
seen
and
the
one.
ass whooping being handed last night.
On
I mean,
Thursday
the other
night.
night, Thursday
Yeah.
night.
But go
And I
ahead.
feel like it could happen
They can.
because the Chiefs just it's just Travis Kelce. Yeah. Mahomes
Okay.
could do a lot, but I'm going with the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go with
All right.
the
Now
Yes.
Chargers. I think I'll be the only one with
No, I said it too.
the. Okay.
All right, so this has been a wonderful episode, other than the beginning of the last segment.
Of course.
I want to appreciate my guests for being here, Miss
Yes. Thank
Lexi.
you.
Yay, thank you.
Come back.
Oh, surely. I'd be happy
back.
to.
Lexi. Ain't no more dinner invites, though.
I already know, but I'm just
That's it. Too late. Too late.
I liked a lot of stuff she had to say, especially at 3:00 in the morning wake up. I feel some of those.
Early morning.
You better
Yeah.
stop talking about that because
Yeah, you're on the air.
Everything will be all right.
Oh, so you like the 3:00 in the morning wake up, huh?
or you lie. Yeah.
I just like it.
I love it.
I love it.
Right.
Hey, that mean get on your job. Amen.
Oh wow. All hearts and minds clear.
Hey.
All hearts and minds clear.
Here's
He
the
was
trick about
sending a
those- So
message.
here's the trick about those 3:00 in the morning wake ups.
What's up?
You ain't gotta do nothing. I don't need you to do nothing.
On that note, this is gonna be the end of His, Hers, and Ours. We thank our guests for coming, and we look forward to hearing y'all same time, same place next week.
Hold
As
on.
we out. His, Hers, and Ours. We back.
Go. Let's grab all this stuff
He
right
said
now.
he wanted me unfiltered, so I gave him.